The following program is intended for mature audiences.
It smells great.
Really well done IPA.
It's very syrupy. It's very sweet and syrupy. Hello. It's like when you Coke out of a
You already
soda
cracked your
machine,
beer.
the water didn't come out.
It was
but only the syrup
by
came out.
accident. It cracked itself, and I just had to start
Look at
drinking
that.
it.
This is kind of
I don't like that.
2 days.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They lost game one,
Okay.
and game two is tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah,
Best of three?
best of three. Yep,
Oh, wow. Okay.
quick.
That's
I kind of like it. I like this
Player.
format.
Don't play around. I was watching part of the game in the gym yesterday. I was catching it. It wasn't pretty, but it's nice to watch baseball at least.
True. Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on with baseball.
And neither does anybody else. It's just a cluster this year, like every other sport.
It really
I've been enjoying the basketball, and I was enjoying it until the Celtics got kicked out. And now I think it should be a good series to see Anthony Davis finally get his trophy.
Well,
No, it's good. I think it'll be 4. Lakers in 4 is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Well, I mean, this happens in the NBA though. There's like a blowout, and then their team comes back. But I mean, Heat has to be firing on all cylinders in order to be competitive, I think.
I do remember watching the classic Lakers-Celtics series at the Danaher residence.
Is that
Oh,
right?
really?
Yes.
Yeah.
1985, 84, something like that. I
Yeah,
forget
that's
what it
probably when
was.
they were in their prime there.
Yeah, we were all.
Yeah.
It was summer because we were out of school and we were hanging out at
Okay.
your house at the pool and watching the games. And
yeah, well, that sucking sound you're hearing now is the sound of Boston sports in the last month.
No, that's the sound of my brain that
Well,
no longer inside my
Dan's
skull.
brain. So it's between Boston and New York, that sucking sound.
So I decided to bring in a special sports expert tonight. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Oh yeah, my pleasure.
Dan,
What do you want
are
to know
your
about
thoughts-
sports?
What are your thoughts on Game 2? What's your prediction for Game 2?
What are we talking about? Hockey?
No,
Yeah, it
just
doesn't
any-
matter. Just respond to the
Game
question.
2.
Game two.
Oh,
Game 2.
well, I
Just talk
think
about Game 2.
it's going to be a really close game, and one side is going to try really hard, and then the other side's going to try really hard, and one of them's going to just squeak it out at the end.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
what
were
I
to
think.
say what percentage of effort they were going to have to give in order to win the game, where would you?
110.
That's what I
What's
was
the,
saying. Okay, that's the first edit of this evening.
Thank goodness recording has this. Oh, I see that it has. Never
Yes.
mind.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
started.
why are we recording? Don't I get to vent a little before we start?
He can edit.
Don't worry, no one's ever going to see this stuff anyways.
Cutting only
500 people.
Hi,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, hi.
What's happening?
Hey.
How's it going?
It's
Oh,
How
I'm
are
terrific.
you?
I'm great.
Me
Yay!
too. All right, we're all done. See you later.
Let me guess. Your kids aren't home. Wait.
No,
No, I
I've
sense
gotten to
sarcasm.
such depths of despair that I just have to do
Pretend
that.
like you're fun.
When they ask me at the supermarket, "How are you today?" I say, "Why are you asking me that?"
He
And they
said,
give you a blank stare, like,
that's a little personal.
Hey,
Then they
why
look
don't you
over at the
fuck
manager.
off?
They're like,
Your response should be like, how are you doing today? I'm feeling in a shoplifting kind of mood.
no, that'll get you busted.
"Yeah, I'm feeling angry. I don't know why."
Just say,
Yeah. Can you tell me where the knife section is?
have you ever tried just saying bad? Just one word. How are you today? Bad.
Bad.
Just that.
God. Yeah, can we start drinking without the other two? Is that inappropriate?
Yeah,
We're not
absolutely.
waiting till 9, are we? There's no
I've
way.
already
No.
done that.
Otherwise, I'm putting the beer back in the fridge. But
Yeah, no. I say,
okay.
we all have beers. We all have beers, right?
Yeah.
Beers.
So you
I'm
can-
actually very excited about tonight. This
Ooh.
is something April got for me.
What is
John,
it?
you have to let me know how that is, man. That's a big boy, right?
Cannot wait. I've been drinking Makers since about 5:30, so this will be a nice topper.
All right.
Bakers.
Why are you still coherent?
You were on earlier.
Dave's got some Maine beer company there.
Yeah,
So
can you guys see that?
No, it's
No.
washed out. White.
see it.
I have this
You got to
too.
tilt it, Dave.
Yeah,
I'm
like
not sure which
Go
one
the other
to
way.
start with.
No, Dave's got
That's
lunch.
better
right?
right there, yeah.
that. Lunch.
Yeah, lunch
Oh,
is
that's a
good.
good one.
That's
Heard a
good
lot
one.
about this.
Yeah, that's awfully good.
She
Aaron's
came
got some
back
good
from
stuff.
the Total Wine and More the other day with this, and I'm like, "You're all right.
What a good girl.
You're all right."
Yeah,
Wow.
you're a keeper.
Holy crap! All right. So,
Bob,
Oh,
that
we
doesn't
got-
have any
What is that,
writing
Bob? The
whatsoever. I have
Raven?
no
Is
idea.
that Edgar Allan Poe beer?
Something is a
No,
campfire.
well, that's a great segue. Why don't
I'm
I
missing
start?
part of that. Something is a campfire.
Oh, Joe's in
Yeah,
early.
Joe's not that
World
late.
is-
Go,
Yeah.
Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Joe, put your beer up.
Heard you shot your mama down. Shot her downtown.
Mama?
I keep asking Joe to come on with a gun, and he won't do it.
What gun? I don't have a gun.
Not
Can't you
even
just get one? I
pellet
mean,
gun, a
Yes.
BB gun?
It says gub, not gun.
The world is a
Gub.
campfire. The world is a raging forest fire.
It's an
The world is a
inferno,
campfire.
yeah.
The world.
So,
I want to
Aaron,
hear about Bob's. I want to hear.
Aaron,
I got
to
nothing on me.
answer your question, Aaron, this is called Brighter Than Starlight.
Yeah.
It is a Treehouse double IPA,
Nice.
Ooh.
8.3 by volume. Celebrates unconditional love.
Oh,
Whatever.
Oh,
It does? With
I don't know, whatever.
That
Brewed with-
dark of a picture on it?
Brewed
Yeah,
with oats, Citra, Nelson, and Galaxy hops. Brighter Than Starlight is a straight juice bomb, and we're going to find out.
were you at Treehouse?
I made a little side trip Monday after my appointment with my surgeon,
Mhm.
meaning I drove an hour north to Treehouse.
Rich.
Little side-
It's
Hey,
right on the way,
Right.
honey.
That's nothing, Bob. That's
Neighborhood.
nothing. I
I was
drove
in the
up.
waiting room
I drove
for-
8 hours to get there.
And it was worth every minute.
Dude, honestly, I
I'm
just
still
cracked,
drinking them.
I just cracked it open, and I just got a whiff without even getting the can near me. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Holy smokes!
I did a
And it
poor
was. I'll tell you
job
what, it was
pouring.
great, Aaron. You ordered it online. You get a confirmation number.
Yep.
You queue up in the car. It was a Monday at 11 o'clock when they opened up. I was in and out of there in 15 minutes.
Yeah, they do a great job.
I mean, on a weekend, it's probably insane, but
No, we did it on a Saturday morning. Got there at like 11:15, and we're out there. And it took 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but
nothing.
yeah, it was great.
Nothing?
They have it down to a science.
So you're
Yeah.
waiting in your car in a line of cars? Is that why it takes
Yeah.
25 minutes?
They do the whole like Disney World thing where they wrap you around a little bit, but then they take you down to this little area. They pull out the dolly, you open your trunk,
Oh my god!
and you put it in and load
What's
up.
the max?
How
much?
I didn't even have to go to the little wind around area. I was like fourth in line of the down and by the dolly, so it was great.
Nice. I don't know what the max is, John. You must have approached it. You were what, 3.5 cases?
There wasn't a max.
No.
So it's kind of
I don't
funny
think
though,
there was
because on the
one.
website it says there is. It says minimum 1, and I saw maximum 2 cases, and I thought, well, that's kind of nice to make sure
No.
there's enough for everybody.
No, of each
Of
thing,
certain
I think.
kind. Of certain
Yeah.
kind. I got half
Yeah.
a case. I got a case of Haze, a case of, I guess, Julius, and then some 2 4-packs. So
Because when I was up there, I grabbed 2. Well, it's expensive. I grabbed 2 cases, and then I see a guy with a pickup truck, and I'm like, damn, this guy's stocking up for the Armageddon. He had like 8
Buying
cases
for all
of
his
beer.
friends.
but they were probably all different. They probably weren't.
Well, I
Probably-
ordered when you go online. I ordered a case of. It's just they call it like an IPA.
It's like
whatever.
a mixed pack, yeah.
like a taster or whatever.
And this is one of them. And I got like a the other one was I got some green and some haze and I forget what else. A case of green, I think.
Maybe some alter ego.
I don't know, man. It's like I haven't even looked at all of it. There's just they're all different. There's like 12 different beers.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty
I
excited.
got a 4-pack of the s'mores stout. I can't wait to have like a
Ooh.
fire pit night and break those out.
There you go. And some of it's got Joe's name on it, and some's got Mike's
I
name
don't
on
know
it.
about the s'more thing. Does it have marshmallow in it? And
We'll
chocolate?
find out, Dan. I'm saving that for our next unusual ingredients night.
Like I don't know the last time I cracked a beer and could smell it from like where I cracked it. It's
Have you
really
tasted it yet?
yeah, it's really
Good.
good.
Yeah.
So you guys showed your beers already?
Yeah, we did.
yeah, we'll do it again, Joe, so that we can all go up.
Ooh,
Oh, Joe.
Joe's going bigs time.
Thanks to Bob. Thanks to
Yeah.
Bob. He came through.
Groundbreaking.
Bob actually threw one of those my way too. Also,
Bob's
can't even
providing
talk
three
tonight.
of the 8 beers.
You sound like Trump.
yeah. Watching too
How
much.
come,
of
how
that.
come nobody's
let's not
dropping
talk about
beers off
the,
in Queens, man?
This is a beer like I've never seen before.
we can't talk about the debate because I haven't taped and I
Everybody
haven't
knows
watched
it's
it yet.
great. Everybody
Really?
knows it.
Save yourself the trouble, John,
Yeah.
and the heartache.
Here, I'll do a quick summary.
Shut up, man.
I liked when he called him a clown.
I didn't.
I liked it.
No, it didn't. I didn't like it either.
It was unpresidential. He got drawn into the fucking
Yep.
pit of
Yep. He should have just stayed
Peevishness.
totally aloof and just.
Clown isn't that strong. He could have said this douchebag or this asshole. He didn't do any of that.
I
He
don't
just said
blame
this
him for
clown.
it.
He's
but-
the president of the United States. You don't call him a clown.
Yeah, but does he?
Is he
does
really
I would not
though?
have-
Yeah, he is. Like it or
Yeah.
I
not.
would not
he is.
have.
I
I would
mean,
not have had you saying that. Hank. I
We
really
could
wouldn't.
call him a clown.
Yeah, I don't like it on national stage like that. I don't like
Nope.
calling him a clown.
Biden should have stayed above it.
Yeah, typically
Really
yeah, I mean, I
only-
see your point, but
I don't blame him. I would have done
Yeah.
a lot worse. I would have
Yeah.
fucking punched him in the face. I would have been like, "You're a fucking idiot."
It is hard not to avoid doing something like that, but you gotta. If you're Joe Biden, you can't do
You're
that.
Joe Biden. You gotta be like. I mean, most of the time he just had a little smirk, which is fine. But
Yep.
you know, whatever. I don't know.
I thought the smirk was too much. I thought he should.
Smirk is too much. You just should have just stared at the camera and said what he had to say and let
Right.
fucking Trump look like a dick.
He did his best when he looked directly at the camera. He's like, you
but
know,
those are like kind of
you don't trust him.
It's not a debate. It wasn't a debate. It's like,
No.
you want to get a chance to read your talking point? Go ahead, and I'll interrupt you.
Jim, how did it play in the Heartland?
What's that?
Pardon me?
I was asking Jim how did it play in the Heartland.
People,
Oh,
people thought they loved it. They probably thought, "Oh, this is why we voted for him."
No, I don't think so.
Really? You don't think? You don't think?
Not in
the
Chicago.
supporters-
Maybe not in Chicago.
You don't
Yeah.
think
Right.
the supporters
That's right.
think that?
No, he's struggling here. He's losing Wisconsin slowly but surely.
Yeah,
Good.
good.
Losing Minnesota. He's losing Iowa slowly but surely.
People are
Good.
dying, and he's just fucking
People are
yelling
dying.
about
He's turning
how-
a blind eye, and
Yeah.
No,
people
many
are
more
tired of it.
people would have died if I didn't do. We don't care.
That's
about
right.
those people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he not have a point about that though? Honestly,
No,
like
what? About what?
about that he made the decision to close off travel from China.
No,
Not-
It's already
not-
here. It was
Huh?
already
It
here.
came
It was
from Europe.
already here.
Yeah, but wouldn't it have gotten a lot worse?
no, maybe
Well, no one knows. It's conjecture. But
he should have done it 3 weeks earlier.
There's no doubt it was already here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some lady
well,
died from it in February.
I don't know.
that's
I think he's got something of a point when he says that.
Wait,
No.
wait. I thought you were
When
kidding.
he asked
You're
what he
being
did,
serious?
So did I.
he could point to.
No, I'm being serious. I'm being
Okay.
serious.
Yeah,
So
no.
If you
Wait,
let in,
let me
if
hold
you
this one.
if you let in 500 people versus 50, it's going to have an expenncial difference.
First of all, he
When
didn't.
it's already
he didn't.
here.
He let everyone in who was already there. All the Americans got to come back. They could have brought it back, but he's like, "Oh yeah, come back." And
Yeah, they could have.
400,000.
they should have been quarantined. Maybe they were. Maybe they weren't.
How about the month that he denied it being any kind of problem at all when
Yeah,
he knew that it was
that's
deadly?
where-
I'm
that's-
not saying everything he did was right. I'm saying that one. I'm saying that one thing that he did. I think he has a point.
So he could have done 50 things and he did one right. I mean,
Yeah,
that's-
I'm with.
No,
I'm
maybe
with
I'm exaggerating, but not by much.
I know, but like
I'm with
what
Joe.
guys, what Aaron's saying, he's not defending him. He's saying he has a point about that one
Right.
Sure.
He did one thing right,
argument.
sure,
and he's held it up.
Right, but that's that he's
Right.
held it up as like the standard bearer of like
He did
how
one
he
thing
handled it.
way too late, and he did 50 things wrong that killed 200,000 people instead of
Well, and continues
10,000
to.
people or
Just
whatever.
continues to subvert the process of like medical people doing what
Yeah.
they need
Yep.
to do.
Yeah,
I don't
Testing-
do what
disagree.
he's doing.
Testing is overrated. Like, how can you possibly say that? Testing is overrated.
Oh,
It's
he's
insanity.
mismanaged it horribly. Don't get me wrong. Bob's right. I'm saying one thing that he.
You're voting for him? Is that what you're saying?
I fucking love the guy.
Can you unbutton that outer shirt? I think that's a MAGA shirt.
You're out of the Moya, buddy. You're out.
You go find a MAGA Moya.
Yeah.
I've never needed this Moya more.
Dude, I'm sure Powell's thread is welcome with open arms.
Will the
How about-
Yankees win tonight or not?
That being said, I have not done any, not even a little of the homework. Not any of it. So
Yeah.
don't call me
maybe
if
two
you're
of
music.
us.
Yeah,
Tough
I
assignment.
cannot. I'm not gonna be able to fake my way through progressive rock. I can tell you that right now.
It's tough, man. The categories are getting more
Well,
difficult,
it's
I
not
think.
progressive rock. It's just progressive artists, like who are really kind of unique.
Progress. You
Think-
can define progress however you want.
Yeah, you know what? It'll come to you.
You want
Really?
better
Matter what?
topics? Suggest topics.
What's that?
Yeah.
You want
Yeah,
better topics? Suggest topics.
I like the topic. I think a
I
challenge
like
is
it.
good.
I think
Joe,
earlier
I
I
said-
It does
said,
make
I
it a little
sent
harder
Joe-
if you have zero time, but
I sent Joe a couple topics this week.
You did. Thank you, Bob.
I can't remember what the other one was. I know what one of them was. I can't
Joe,
remember.
who's your leading suggester of topics?
You and Bob are definitely the top two.
I get
Thank
it.
you.
Yep.
Getting fist
I
bump,
gotta
buddy.
get on this.
I think I'm falling kind of short.
I suggested a topic weeks ago, and no one's even mentioned it. So I don't.
You've ceded control of this.
What was that?
This
Your
moya.
favorite Leonard Skinner song?
Best songs about states between Georgia, Mississippi, and South of Tennessee.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was on the table. Well, I'll do
It'll-
that.
It's gonna get there, John. You just gotta have patience.
It's the
There's
Grateful
actually-
Dead, Alabama Getaway.
I was just going to say Alabama Getaway. There's definitely more than one.
I don't know.
All right, looks like we're going full Monty. Mike's coming on in.
No way.
Yep. Yep.
Full Monty.
This has been 26 minutes of preview. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's-
Counselor.
Mike,
Some
Mike,
of
Mike,
that's going to
Mike,
make it.
Mike.
Mike. You're on mute.
You're muted. You're muted.
You're on mute.
Yeah, he's got to unmute himself.
You got nothing to say. So
Show
he's
us
just
your hands.
staying
I
muted.
can ask him to unmute.
Show us your hands.
There he
I
is.
didn't say anything, man.
Oh, there you go. All right, you're back in.
Clown? You clown?
Like-
You fucking clown.
Shut up, man. Fucking
You
clown.
shut up, man.
Did I lose you?
Wait, keep yapping. Keep yapping.
Make you
All right, Mike. I'll give you a summary on what you've missed so far.
Oh, boy. I'm not sure I'm going to like this.
We may have a defector in our group.
Definitely not going to like this.
Spy. A spy. MAGA spy.
Wow, how does that working out? Can I guess who it is?
Yeah, guess who it is?
Yeah,
Guess who it is?
Stokes.
Oh.
That hurts. That cuts me into the quick.
Obviously, the answer is incorrect.
John, tell us what you've done at the polling
One of the
station.
last people you would expect. One of the last people you would expect.
I got this. I got this sticker when I'm my election official. My sticker says, "Biden Harris, ask me how to vote twice."
That sounds neutral.
That's awesome. I love it.
Uh,
All right. Well, guys, I think we're all here. So I want to welcome everybody to this week's episode of Ball Guys Battling About Beer. This week, we are dealing with progressive beers. If everyone would show their beers again now that we have a full house. I am starting things off, and you can't read it. It's from Maine.
Oh,
It's
wow.
lunch.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Dave, I bought one of those too. I bought
Did
one.
you? April got this for me. I'm so excited. I've already actually had a little bit. Sorry. It's really good. So going around, everybody, instead of me trying to read everyone, I'm just going to say your name, and you tell me what you have. Bob, what do you have?
I have it's called Brighter Than Starlight from Treehouse.
Ooh,
Double
Wow.
a big double IPA.
Sweet. Jim.
The World is a Campfire, a smoked Hellas
oh, nice.
Warmest
Awesome.
Brewing.
Oh, we have
is it
not done a
called-
Hellas.
Is it called Roush beer or it just says smoked?
Just says smoked.
Huh.
That's a
Very
cool-
interesting. All right, we're going to be talking
Yes.
more about that. John, what do you have?
I got thanks to Bob. I have a Booth Bay Craft Brewery, Love's
Oh.
Coves. It's a stout, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh,
It's gonna be
nice.
a nice
And
topper on my bourbon. 3 hours of bourbon.
Yeah.
ABV.
and that's a great segue for toppers into Joe.
Hang on. What was the ABV on that, John?
ABV is 11.
All right.
wow.
Wow.
All the way up to 11. 11.
That's
Good night.
serious.
It goes like our comb-overs. It goes to 11.
Ah, very nice.
Season 2. Gotta love it. Joe.
I have the Alchemist Heady Topper from Vermont, courtesy again of Bob. Thank you, Bob. It's the first one I've ever had. I have opened it and tasted it, and it's delicious. I'm still figuring it out, but looking
We look forward to your palate contributions in a few moments. Mike?
I'm going back to the well on an, I think this is from a season 1 episode.
Yeah, week 8, I believe, Mike.
It'll be very, very bold to be grading this on a 11-point scale. So it could be a whole new perspective.
Very exciting. Very exciting things happening in season 2.
Absolutely.
Hank, what do you got there?
I'm also bringing Treehouse to the table with an alter ego, an IPA. Oh, not a double IPA. Interesting. 6.8 and delicious.
Yummy. Dan?
Kings County Brewers Collective Blocktopus. It's an IPA, 6.9.
Nice. My lunch is 7%. I don't think I got to mention that. Gentlemen, crack your beers. We already did, though, so.
Already did it.
You know.
Guys, breaking news.
Mm.
Hicks has coronavirus.
Who does?
Really?
Hicks.
She's no longer in the White House, right?
Yeah.
Not for a while.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
No, she was on her way back in. I heard that she was right, Jim?
One of the
back.
kids.
She has been back for like.
Yeah, I thought so too. She
Hope Hicks
brought her back in.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Maybe she was close to the OP, and
Yeah.
She traveled with the president on Air Force One on Wednesday.
Yes.
Oh.
This is why she came back.
Yeah, she's a plant.
Just like Aaron's a plant. She's an opposite plant.
I've been collecting a lot of information these last 21 episodes.
Hey, what's that knock on my door? I think it's the Secret Service.
You guys are all on the list.
Jackbooted Secret Service.
You just made the list, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, John, I'd be very curious to how that 11% makes it with the stout, because that's a strong stout.
I like stout. I drink stout a lot, so I think this is a very good one.
Cool,
but it's not like phasing me like, whoa, this is 11%. I don't know.
Bob,
because you've been drinking Maker's Mark all day long.
That's probably true, Dan.
Bud Light.
What's the ABV of Maker's?
Got a calculator?
Did you pick that beer up? That's from Maine, right?
Yeah, Bob gave it to me on the way north.
Yeah, I hooked up John with a little stout variety pack that I had kicking around, some Connecticut ones too.
I had a Booth Bay IPA when I was in Ogunquit. I got a 4-pack. It's very good. I liked it a lot. It was excellent.
Look at the head. Look at
that's
that.
a nice symmetrical head there.
Thick, frothy. It really is.
Like the
Look at the
thimble
legs
glass.
on that. The staves.
That is just yummy.
So, Mike, Tuesday night, man, we're gonna, crack
You're
a
getting
couple.
down with that refinance package.
Yeah, man.
For
You guys talking code? What's going on? You dealing drugs?
You're doing a refi, Bob?
We got a real estate closing, so maybe we can Zoom it and you guys can look in. Could be a
That'll
good
be
time.
exciting.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I remember my closing, how exciting it was.
Oh, yeah.
How many times did you sign your name?
It's like Cirque du Soleil. It's
Must have been 40 or 50
my
or something.
excitement.
Guys, don't forget to tune in. I'm kidding. Don't do
Cirque du
it.
Soleil.
I actually have to do that.
Instead of ABV, it's APR.
Yeah.
What, do a refinance?
I hope that's not 11.
I'm being paid in treetop though, so I'm looking forward to it.
Like a session.
They're making out better than
very
most of the
light session.
country.
Treehouse?
Needs attorney fees when you get world-class
Yep.
IT.
Jim's the banker. He should tell us what the best thing to do with our refi.
Or our beer.
Yeah, I would hide the beer under your mattress.
That's optimistic.
Prepare for Armageddon.
Good strategy.
Michigan MBA really comes in handy, huh, Jim?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's all about planning ahead.
Hide your beer early and often.
It gets a little bumpy under the mattress.
Yeah.
Boy, the financial planning industry is really taking it on a whole new course.
Shifted a bit.
I'm gonna have to follow the squirrels around my yard and bury tree houses next to the
Are there index funds for beer?
Ooh,
I wonder.
Wheat.
interesting product.
There is for weed.
Futures.
Is there for that makes sense
There could be an index fund or
Was
a
it an
mutual
index?
fund.
for weed at cash
You get
crop.
you get like a little bit of every brewery.
I'm getting crushed
Yeah.
in my weed stock.
Yeah, but did you get into it for the profit margin or just the vicarious buzz?
No, I did. I thought I was going to make a shit ton of money.
Okay.
Is anybody else thinking of trading places right now? You know that scene I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Pork belly futures?
Yes.
Orange juice.
Yeah. I love the one where Eddie Murphy looks at the camera after he says,
Yeah, he goes,
Yeah, like he explains it, and then they're like, he's like, "You think I'm an idiot?"
like
I like when
pork
Jay
bellies,
uses
like you would
hers
find
as well.
in bacon.
yeah.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's a highly underrated movie.
Oh, that's a
We're not
classic.
going to let run our company. He's like,
Plus, you get to see Jamie Lee
Yes.
Curtis hits.
Topless. Yeah. A little spooning with Dan Aykroyd, huh?
back in the day. He goes, "You're a prostitute." Like 3 days later. So funny.
A little slow on the uptake.
Yeah, well.
What, y'all hooker?
Jesus.
Okay, let's go with our impressions of these beers. Who would like to start us off? Nobody. Okay, we'll be right back after these messages.
That was a great bald guy moment.
I'll start. This is this is really it's a total juice bomb, like they say. It's got an amazing nose to it. Obviously you can tell it's it's a classic like New England hazy. It's fruity but not sweet. It's got like that nice bite to it, like just enough carbonation. If it wasn't 8.3, you could drink it all day. If you drink it all day, you might be in the hospital. But
Got to build up your tolerance. That's all.
I mean, it's like so flavorful.
Tell us about the treehouse experience. Like, is it better flavor or just more flavor than your everyday IPA?
Aaron's gonna have to back me on this one. I think it's better.
Really?
And it's a weird thing. It's like a balance thing. And then Joe, I'd be interested to hear what Joe thinks about the heady topper. By the
way, Hank is like a proud papa down here. He's like, that's my boy. Yeah, yep. That's my offspring.
I raised him right.
I just like to hear people enjoying, like when John said he was loving the haze. I mean, it's just a nice thing to share good beer.
It was nice.
I mean, like the whole like the mouthfeel thing. I don't normally get that for most beers, but like this definitely has that. It's
really?
It's silky. It's got a bite to it. It's got like the quote juice bomb piece of it. Like it just doesn't get better than this. It just really doesn't.
It's crisp. It's clean. It's like they're tasty. I don't know. It's more and better, I think, Mike. It's like it's very flavorful but not overdone, and it's super crisp.
And there's like about 8 or 9 different beers in my fridge in that case. Like there's a whole variety of I got home. My kid's like, he goes, "How much beer did you buy?" I'm like, "cases." Like,
you'll understand someday, son.
And I wouldn't say that about Trillium. Trillium's a much different experience. Treehouse is cleaner. Trillium is like it's almost dank.
Dank is
Crisp
good.
is a good like if it was like 80 degrees out, you could still drink this. You definitely pass out sooner. But like
two of them and you're out of your
Oh yeah, you're done. I mean, it's got such a it's like I wish you could just be like, "Here, smell that." It's got such a great nose and such great flavor.
I'm working on that. That's that's a new technology.
Season 3.
Yeah, season 3.
Wow, and even the finish is like amazing. Like
wow, that's kind of hard to follow.
Comb overs, Bob.
Honestly, it's 10 comb overs.
10 out of 11.
That could be a new record.
Like I didn't even no hesitation. 10.
Special ball guys.
I didn't want to go Nadia because then Dan's gonna have a fit. So
that's right. You don't want me having a fit.
Nadia's maybe like
a fit.
12.
I don't want to do
It takes very little to give Dan a fit right now.
He's like,
he's on the edge. You can see it in his eyes.
There's no way Debbie's better than Sally.
What do they call it? A hair trigger?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
You got a problem with that?
All right.
At 10.
Wow. All right. Let's go to Dan before he just completely loses it. Then.
All right. Well, I'm enjoying my Blocktopus.
Good.
I'll be honest. My palate isn't that sophisticated. They do a lot of these IPAs, and unless I had them like lined up side by side, I can't tell one from the other. They're all really good. They're all hazy and, again, the right balance. A little bit of complexity. I don't know what else to say. It's tasty.
Do the Kings County differ much in taste, or are they all pretty much in the same profile?
They seem to, the hazy IPAs they do seem to be very close to each other. They do a lot of other stuff. They do pilsners and lagers and stouts and all kinds of things, but I'm definitely partial to the IPAs, so that's what I usually end up getting. And they've stopped making my penguins.
Oh no!
What?
Yeah. He said he didn't know when they're going to do them again, but that was the session ale. So now they do these. They've always had a bunch of these regular, more in the range of 7.
I think it's climate change, Dan. I think penguins are out.
I think it might be all the penguins are dead.
They're hanging on for
and
dear
now they
life.
have octopuses that are thriving in the warmer oceans or something, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So if I can add something really quickly, in a heartbeat, I would drive back up there from here, which is farther. I was already in Wallingford at my doctor's office. It was only an hour. It's probably an hour and 20 from here.
Yep.
Up there, give or take.
And I bet you from there it's 2 hours to Queens. You can drop me a case and make it back to Old Saybrook. You might little traffic on 95, but
it's only an hour to Needham.
I'll meet you. I'll meet you at the Stanford train station, man. We'll just, I'll just drop a case and I'll take the train back.
I'll meet you there next time, Bob. Give me a call. Send me a text.
There's got to be like a hovercraft from like Groton to Massapequa or something like that. You could do.
Yeah,
hovercraft. Sure. I will finish. This is very tasty. I'm going to give it 8 comb overs.
Wow.
Sorry, I didn't realize you weren't done. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay. I'm done now.
And are there other Kings County that you would give a higher rating to?
I really like those penguins. And there was one they made when I first went. My first time going in there, I got a 4-pack of, I can't remember what it was called, and it was awesome. And I went back the next time, and they're like, "No, we're out of that." And maybe we'll make it again. I don't know.
So do they do like special brews, and then they have their standard fare?
They have like 2 or 3 that they always do, and then everything else rotates.
Like different hops varieties, like same style with different hops?
My guess is they're just mixing things up differently. I mean, this one has Mosaic, Equinaut, and Simcoe hops, barley, wheat, and oats.
Hey boys, I gotta go. Something's going on. I'll be back in a minute.
All right. Good
You
luck.
hear a lot of yelling. Call the police.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Get the belt.
I'm not the one that's gonna need luck right about now.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh, damn.
Hey, what's going on?
Laying the hammer down.
He made the mistake of leaving his mic on.
Press that mute button, Bob, before you go.
Everybody quietly listen. We can hear what's going on.
I think I have to mute Bob.
Dad, stop! Dad, no, Dad!
This is the serious domestic violence episode of American Craft Beer. This one's going to win the Emmy, boys. This one's going to win the Emmy.
This is the one.
No joking matter.
This was admitted into evidence in some like.
Anything you say can and will.
We'll be right back with our Kitty Genovese special.
Kitty Genovese.
Jesus.
Bob, did anybody die?
That's the most recent one you could come up with.
Like anyone under 35 is gonna be like, "Who's that?"
That's the classic, though.
I have a fun Kitty Genovese connection, though. Like
fun, right?
Yeah, fun and Kitty Genovese. Usually not the same.
I did a closing, speaking of fun with real estate law, for a woman younger than us, and she was, she was pretty good looking. And she bought a house in Woodbridge about 5 years ago. Her last name was Genovese. Whatever. Okay, fairly common name, Italian name. So anyway, like about 2 years later, I was watching something on PBS, Channel 13 or whatever the hell it is. And it was like this 2-hour documentary about Kitty Genovese. Like,
yeah, I remember that.
Like leading up to it. And if you remember, her brother was interviewed, and he was like a Vietnam vet. He was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
He was the father of my client, and they interviewed my client. She was actually her niece. She never met her.
Wow.
Because the client was born in like 73 or something, and Kitty Genovese was like 63 or 64. But it was just kind of weird. It's like, oh my God, because you see a name like that. Like if you did business with someone named Gotti, it's like, oh, it's just, but
what are the odds?
Really related to John Gotti, but it turns out it is. But it was just kind of weird because they were on this production, and turns out that it really was the brother and then the niece of Kitty Genovese. So,
wow. Did you tell her you were a big fan?
Well, I've seen all your stuff.
Kind of made it a little closer to home. I mean, it's like kind of this one incident that became, kind of like synonymous with like urban, alienation. And anyway, let's talk beer.
Yes.
People made such a big deal about it.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
That's a little much.
Mike, speaking of real estate closings, I think my old house in Woodbridge is up for sale.
It's been on and off the market. I've been seeing it on Zillow.
Yeah, I want to buy it.
North Racebrook?
You got 1.1 million or whatever it is?
North Racebrook, yeah.
They've done a lot of stuff to that house.
Yeah, it's fucking gorgeous. I'm looking
at it. I've been riding my bike by there. I'll have to check it out.
Way too much house.
Dude, 1.1.
Wow.
Yeah, six bed. It's like, well, yeah, I think they're including the barn in the square footage. But
do they still have that burner you used to have to run into the basement to like fill or something? Didn't you have to
yeah, the coal burning stove.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
When Dan used to leave for movie nights, and he'd be like,
I remember that.
Right before he left, I'm like, "Fuck you, dude! I gotta go down in the basement now."
Put Animal House on hold. I gotta put more wood in the fire.
It wasn't Animal House. It was like Dressed to Kill. We were like, "Fuck it, we'll just be freezing."
Yeah, but it's for sale
too, Hank?
Yeah, tennis court.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Still there?
It's still there. It looks like it's in disrepair.
Really? The tennis court. The rest of the houses, they've done a lot.
The house looks like it's in pretty. They did a good job.
Yeah, they put They basically built another house and attached it to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
really nice.
It's huge. It's 7 beds. 6 beds, 7 baths. 7,700 square feet. It says.
No.
And Woodbridge, those taxes would be like $12,000.
7,700 square feet.
I paid $12,000. Hell of a lot more than $12,000.
Yeah. No, it's 2 or 3 times that for that house.
It's got a pool. Yeah, pool now.
So, Hank, what are you going to offer on it? Just curious.
I was going to say, put an offer in.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Oh my God, it really is nice.
You can cash in your weed stock.
I'm gonna offset my gains with the weed stock.
Be like Trump and just paid $7,500 losses.
That's 10 times what he paid.
Right.
They gotta have a fucking campaign about that. Saying how he didn't pay for the military or police or whatever. Anyway.
But I don't think that comes as a surprise to anybody.
All right, who's next for the beer review?
But I don't think people put it together.
Keep drinking, Bob. Keep drinking.
Yeah. Well, let's
think. You know what's scary? I'm almost done with this. Aaron, is it me or is it just really quick to drink?
No, it's super smooth.
That's a bad
when
thing.
something tastes good, you just drink it and then it's gone.
No,
and then
like,
you want another one.
Only
and then you wake up on the floor and you have a headache.
Yeah, no,
So, Bob, I know you're holding some of my beer, and I haven't actually paid for it yet, but I hope you'll save me some.
I do. Trust me. There'll be plenty. Don't worry.
Let's go with John before he passes out. He's been drinking Makers all day. So I want to get a quick comb-over rating from him before he starts slurring very badly.
I've been drinking Makers. My company announced 25%, laid off 25% of its employees.
Really?
And I kept my job. My boss got fired. 2 of my best friends got fired. So
sorry, buddy.
We have been the guys that got laid off. We kind of got together tonight to eat and drink, and that's what we've been doing. So this is a Booth Bay Booth Bay Craft Brewery. Love's Cove. This was given to me by my good friend Bob, who's back from beating his children. And
no beatings were happening.
It's a nice can. I like the can.
This is named after. I'm just going to read it to you. Named after Love Cove on Southport Island. Intense stout is meant to be shared with special companions in celebration of great times, which is I thought it was just perfect for tonight. And
so I haven't read it, but I know that it's perfect for tonight.
brewed with a myriad of roasted and caramel malts and dark candy sugar. This beer was aged in bourbon barrels for 6 months, so it goes well with the makers.
Wow.
With liquefied 100% cacao.
Oh yeah.
Cacao. Anyways, adding layers of vanilla, roasted chocolate notes, and a slick mouthfeel. I don't know that we've had a slick mouthfeel before.
That's quite the description on the can there.
It is it's like a paragraph.
I know. It's got like a plot, character development.
So chapter 2 begins recommended to be enjoyed in a snifter. So anyways, I don't have a snifter. I have a regular, beer. This is the, it's dark as you can imagine. It's a stout. It's 11%.
Oh, just like put your pinky out or something. Yeah, get all fancy.
Oh, is that a snifter you're drinking out of?
How nice.
Anyways, I'm a big stout fan, so I've had a few of these, and this is quite good. It's not it's not overwhelming. It is 11 ABV. It talks about all these caramels, dark candy, all this other crap that I would have not said, okay, that's what I'm looking for in a stout, but because I don't like it, over adorned as in flavors, but it's good. It's really good. I'm enjoying it.
Awesome.
So I thank my friend Bob for giving it to me, and it's from Maine, which is a big bonus. So I'm going to give this. I'm going to give this 8 comb overs.
A strong stout.
Yeah.
John, do you have a favorite stout?
Say that again.
Do you have a favorite stout, like a go-to stout?
I like the. If you guys had the left-hand milk stout.
Yeah, that's the one that I tried when we did the stout night.
That's good.
Yeah, I really like that one. If they have that, if I find that, I will buy that because I had that one night, a few of those, and it was a good night. So
yeah, I really like those. I haven't had any other nitro stouts. I'm wondering if it's the nitro or if it's the left-hand nitro.
That's a good question. That's a really good question because I will try different ones. I mean, a lot of times when we'll go to a brewery and they'll have flights or whatever, and I'll have all the stouts in the flight, which is they say is unusual when I get it because I like them. But now having gone through 19 episodes of American Craft Beer Channel, I will definitely be heavy on the IPA in my flights because I'm really finding my taste for those. But anyways,
it's actually the show is actually Bald Guys Babbling About Beer. It's on the American Craft Beer Channel, but that's just like a side note. It's fine. And John, I just want to say,
sorry, I'm participating in the wrong way.
Please excuse me.
Hey, you know what?
Total dick move.
And while we're at it, I just want to congratulate John for utterly kicking my ass in fantasy football last week. I forgot to mention it.
Oh, yeah, Dave. I think what's your record right now?
He took it to me hard.
Ooh.
Well,
yeah.
I think I'm going up against the Dark Marauders this week.
Yeah, they're a dangerous bunch.
Can we talk about the
Dark
debate?
Wizards. Yeah. Anyways, I just felt I had to mention that. And
Aaron Jones had 46 points. So I was like
no, oh my God.
Come on.
And I was like, who the fuck is Aaron Jones?
The Powell thread.
Yeah. All right. Dan, thanks for breaking that up.
I didn't bring it up.
I know.
I brought it up.
Can I ask a beer-related question? How many comb overs did Dan give his beer?
8.
Did you?
I gave it 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gave it an 8. It's very good. It's
Why do you ask, Mike?
I don't remember him saying it, but I guess he did.
Yeah.
I did. I snuck it in like later after things got away.
Yeah. We're not a group that has great memory
What?
Well,
altogether.
Mike does. Come
You
on.
say
We
something?
rely a little heavily on Mike. You know, I
as
think
a
we need to
group,
let up on
we
him a
have
little
like
bit.
one person that has a memory.
Yeah.
Except for Jim. Jim comes up with some stuff now and then that's
Very
kind of surprising.
minor
Great
thing.
segue. Great segue. Jim.
What?
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 You talking to me?
What am I here for?
Talking to me? All right. For those that don't remember, I'm enjoying The World is a Campfire by Alarmist Brewery, brewed in Chicago. A smoked Helles. And yeah, I had not been to this brewery before. I picked up a little 4-pack from them and of different beers, so looking forward to it. If you stay tuned for the second half of the show, I'll review another one for you. This is pretty good. I thought it would be dark. You know, a smoked beer. I figured it was going to be, dark.
wow.
But very light. It's only 4.5 ABV, and it tastes like a regular lager going down, and then at the end you get this really like kind of smoky flavor, like you're eating brisket or smoked pork or something like that.
Is that a good thing?
It's a good thing. Yeah, I like it. I don't know that I would drink, every day or drink multiple, but for a change of pace, it's pretty good. I'm going to give it 6 comb overs.
Huh.
Well, it's not
Are you getting a bacon feel?
No. You mentioned bacon a couple weeks ago. No, I was expecting bacon. And it's just, you get a smoke like you're, breathing in a campfire or something like that. You kind of get that smoky feeling at the end of it.
Nice.
Yep. It's pretty good.
Cool.
Jim, you never worked at the coal mill like John and Dan, right? So you don't know
Coal mill.
that
mile.
coal in the back of your throat and in your
Coal,
nasal
baby.
passage feeling.
The coal
Yeah, when
mine. The orange, the famous Boston Post Road coal mine.
Black lung disease and whatnot.
Yeah, I was just gonna say black lung.
We did. We were.
I feel it now. I think I did some
was,
damage.
Our snot was black at the.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's gross.
Yummy.
So
Nothing says beer deliciousness more
Like
than black snot.
So Dan, other than breathing in the smoke from work, your lungs are pretty virginal, huh?
Oh yeah. Those trash can bongs, no effect whatsoever.
All righty then. On to Joe.
Hey,
I'm sorry, Jim. Did you give you gave comb over, right? 6?
Yeah,
Give it
6.
6.
Okay, Joe. What's
Let's go. We can emigrate.
So I got a question for Jim. When I heard you say the world is a campfire, is that the name of it?
Yes.
Does that remind anybody of anything?
Yeah, I did, Joe.
The world is a vampire.
Music, exactly.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what it's named after. That's the first line of.
That's a great name
Wait,
for a beer.
what is it from?
Smashing
Pumpkins?
Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins, Bullet with Butterfly Wings.
Yeah.
It's the first line of that
That is
song.
a good record.
The world is a vampire.
I'll look into it, Joe.
Making a music connection. We'll get to music later.
Well, the name of the brewery is Alarmist. Is that the name of the brewery?
That's correct.
That was my progressive song, interestingly enough.
Is Billy Corgan from Chicago? I think he is, isn't he?
Yes.
Smashing Pumpkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
All right. Hey, good call, Joe. Joe. Joe, are you there?
I'm here.
He's
Hey, so my beer, of course, is Heady Topper from Alchemist. I violated the rule that's prominently written on the can: drink from the can.
Really?
I'm sorry.
Why would they have a rule like that?
I don't know.
You're so mavericky, Joe.
No, it has to do with something. If you read it, it has something to do with like not pouring it out or whatever. I mean, it still tastes good.
I think I always enjoy it more out of a glass, but maybe some beers are
Yeah,
good.
you too.
I don't know.
Pour it back in, Joe.
I don't see. Bob, get me another one. I'll drink it out.
Pour it back in.
Isn't that called felching or something like
no,
that?
don't go there. Don't go there.
That's a good one, Dave. That's a good one.
No, he doesn't have a straw, so no, it's not felching.
Look that up on our Urban Dictionary after the show. Not
on your personal Google, not your work Google.
exactly.
Exactly.
Right up there with
the Merkin.
Maybe
Maybe that's why you guys got fired, John.
Yeah, maybe it was a felching search that got him. Thank goodness I haven't searched it till now.
Richard Gere.
All right, good times. Good times.
So Heady Topper is when I first tasted it, I wasn't that impressed. It's actually getting better as I drink it. I'm like 2/3 of the way through. It is not, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if it was like a hazy New England type IPA. It's not. It's more of a I don't want to call it dank. It's not West Coast, but it's definitely like got real bitterness and not just like kind of that dry hop toppiness. But it's very, Bob, what was the word you used? Like very
Crisp.
It's very composed. It's very like integrated.
Yeah.
Very, very rounded. In fact, the what I would compare it to is the Mike, what is that? The 90-minute IPA that you got?
Yeah.
In a way, it reminds me of that, and I almost want to taste it side by side. But it's really, really good, and I could drink. It's 8%. I mean, I couldn't drink a lot of these, but it's really, really good. I was expecting it to be over the top in some way, and it's just like rock solid down the middle. I think I might have to give it a 10.
Ooh.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Damn.
really, really good.
Wow.
Bob, you've had it, right? I mean,
Oh
do
yeah.
you think it's in that neighborhood?
Definitely. It's just.
Yeah, it's
I don't want to say unique because it's an IPA, but it's just one of those. It's just so consistent and so freaking delicious. It's not a juice bomb, quote unquote. It doesn't have that at all, like that New England IPA thing. But it's just so unbelievable. And the thing with it is, it's only distributed like right around a small radius of Burlington.
Yeah.
So like you can get it at a couple like liquor stores and places, and at the Alchemist, but you can't get it anywhere else. Which is why my neighbor drops it off when he goes to see his grandkids, which is awesome.
So even though I'm drinking it from a glass, I'd give it a 10. 10 come over. Really, really good.
Wow. That's
Imagine
if
it was still in the can, it could be 11.
Yeah, I know. Can only get better.
Well, Mike, one's in the fridge for you, buddy. So I got your name on it.
Ooh.
Joe,
you, man.
glad to see you not drinking out of the can. I really am. I would go with Hank.
Felch-free experience here.
Yeah. Hank seems to be on a call right now.
He's on an international phone call with his father.
The potheads in New Zealand.
He's checking.
All right.
He's checking with his broker on his CBD stocks.
Yeah.
I think he's checking his immigration options is what he's doing.
Smart.
All right. Well, I'll go before Hank can finish us off, and I will just say, well, I thought until I read this label. Has anybody else tried lunch from the main?
Yes.
I've seen it here twice, I think.
Yeah.
Fridge.
I had lunch and I had like whatever they have another IPA or maybe a
Dinner.
Dinner.
I had dinner before, and
It might have been like beer or something. I don't know.
I had lunch on tap at a restaurant in Madison. Actually, it was delicious.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So I didn't realize it's actually named after a whale. For anyone out there that's curious, it's a whale named Lunch that was like an injured whale. Yeah, they give the whole story on here. Yeah, I can't read it right now, but
okay.
I highly recommend reading it. It's very interesting. But these guys were very mindful of Lunch. Lunch, I can read it actually. Lunch is a special whale that has been spotted off the Maine coast since 1982.
Wow.
She has what looks like a bite taken out of her fin, which adds to her unique character. We dedicate this beer to her determination and persistence. Keep on swimming. That's a big bump.
Man.
Cool.
So she was somebody's lunch.
Yeah, so I guess when you order on tap, you don't get the backstory.
Yeah. So it's really good, but you know what? To me, this isn't a New England IPA at all. To me, this tastes a lot more like a West Coast IPA. But in the reviews, they said that it had a really thick, frothy head, which I really like in a beer for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it has a great nose, and I would give it 9 comb overs.
Ooh.
It's a really good beer. I like the New England. The only reason I'm not giving it higher is because I do leave room at the top there for my favorites, which are New England IPAs. It doesn't have like a citrusy kind of thing going on at all. It's very piney, but it's not bitter in a bad way. Normally the bitterness turns me off, and this one it does not. It's very
Well-balanced.
smooth, a smooth kind of bitterness, if that's possible.
Yeah, a little bit.
I
is
really
good.
like it. Yeah.
Hard to find that. It's hard to find that, actually. They have one called Pepper. They've got. I see them all the time in the liquor store that I shop at, but Lunch is a little more elusive than the other ones.
Yeah.
So if you see it and you really like it,
The guy at Total Wine told April that, and that's why she picked it up for me, because he said that it's not there all the time, and it's something that's really good. And
hard to find.
Yeah. So
I think I told you the story about Lunch.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
That's okay. I guess I just been talking enough. It felt like I went.
No, my fault.
I thought you kind of did. No?
No. Mike, go ahead. So tell us about the didn't we do Dogfish Head
yeah, we did
90?
a whole episode on 90 minutes.
Yes, we did.
A whole week about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking progressive, and Dave, you and I have talked about Dogfish Head being kind of like an out there craft brewery.
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
And maybe that was one of the reasons why, Boston Beer, Samuel Adams acquired them.
Yep.
Because, Sam Adams has become kind of like the establishment for a long time, which is they did great, but now they're kind of like the big guys on the block. So maybe they want a little more credibility. And Dave, you made the point that Sam Adams will keep on with their kind of flagship lines, and maybe Dogfish Head will keep doing their kind of like out there, like Bitches Brew, like that Miles Davis inspired beer they had. And then they had like the one with like the Hank Williams, like the country guy with a guitar, like on the package. I think it was like a raisin. Is a raisin d'etre or something?
Raison d'etre.
Yeah, d'etre or something.
That's French.
Yeah.
Raison d'etre.
Sam would know he was president of the French Club.
John always had a soft spot for Mr. Betts because I think you thought he was related to Dickie Betts, but that's another story.
I did.
Repete.
You used to insist on that.
He could sing Ramblin' Man in French. It was awesome.
That's funny.
But anyway, so, and it's funny. I usually go after Joe with the beer kind of tastings. But I agree with Joe, or it's similar to what Joe said, and he mentioned the 90-minute IPA, obviously. It's not a New England IPA, and it's not a West Coast. It's just kind of its own thing. It's like much maltier than most IPAs, and it's pretty hoppy, but not bitter. Last time I think I probably gave it a 4.5 or something. I'm going to give it an 8. To me, it's just kind of unique for an IPA because you can tell it's an IPA, but it's just kind of its own thing, and it's 9%. You can definitely taste the alcohol. You can kind of feel it more than taste it.
I hope so. That's the whole point.
Yeah, well, some more than others.
That's the whole point.
It is tonight, it is.
Twice as much as, a session beer, but I like it a lot. I would drink it, year round. Maybe I wouldn't drink a ton of it in the summer, but
yeah.
And I would recommend it. And I think I have recommended it in the past. So I would give it an 8.
Nice.
Wow.
You guys know where IPAs came from, right? Like the whole New England thing is just it's all about, when England was colonizing India and the world.
Yep.
And water went bad and beer didn't. So that really is like the traditional IPA taste, like the Dogfish Head and like the ones that are sort of bitter, but not fruit bomb, juice bomb, all that, like the New England, like the traditional. Yeah.
But that was one of the things I found interesting with, what was her name? Dee Sauter. But she said that with beer going bad, it's mostly because of the hops. But my understanding was the more hops, like the more stable the beer was, because that was why there was a shitload of hops in IPAs, because they thought, you like preserve the beer, like right, Joe? Like the oils and
Yeah,
the
and I think it's
boiling?
usually higher alcohol too. For the same
Yeah,
reason.
higher
Yeah, the more alcohol, the more
and
it
also
kills
because it was going
microbes.
to India, which was a very, very warm, a very hot climate. So they wanted like a crisp beer with high alcohol to kind of, as opposed to like a heavy, like, stout or a Guinness or something, like, a big heavy malty beer.
Well, it had to travel and not go bad and not
Right.
make people sick. So everyone had their beer ration, which probably went over really great. The guys all canked up on IPAs trying to sail a ship, but whatever.
You just have to pull on the right rope. That's not that hard.
Dan the Mariner.
I had a sailboat.
He's like, dude, just pull the
Yeah, you
rope.
do what the captain tells you. There's like 20 guys. You're just pulling on one rope. Pull on the rope.
Not that rope, the other rope.
Yeah, if you pull on the wrong rope, there's a problem.
You're not supposed to have your ration for breakfast. Pull on the wrong rope, you dummy.
Pull faster.
Danny, stop yanking your rope.
Right.
Yeah, by rope, do you mean rope or rope?
I mean rope.
Just throwing
I
some
mean the
yellow
boat's rope.
I pulled my rope. It's raw.
All right, time for an edit.
Speaking of rope, anybody remember Leonard Rope?
Who?
Oh, yeah, that was someone's ID, right?
That's right.
Yule rope?
Yeah, that was someone's fake ID.
What was the name?
Leonard
Leonard
Yolrope.
Rope, wasn't it?
Leonard Yule rope.
Yeah, I thought it was Dan or Dave's ID, and they used
I
to
never-
use,
I
you guys used to
remember.
circulate
One of you guys had a fake ID. and
Yeah.
It was used multiple times in the same night to get different people
Wow.
into Toads.
Yeah, you guys would pass it around.
I think I knew that guy. It might have been mine. I think I had an older friend named Leonard Yulrope.
That's
you
really
didn't.
funny.
I think I had a friend.
I mean, this is back in the early '80s, obviously, but
Yeah. No, this is when we needed an ID to get in.
No,
Yeah,
Joe, I can't believe you remember that name. I remember that guy.
Leonard Yule rope.
He was,
Well, I just remember telling stories about using fake IDs, and for whatever reason, that name just stuck out in my mind. And I remember distinctly, like, someone handing it to somebody after they got into Toads, and
Yeah.
the person walked in and gave it to me, and I got in with the same.
oh my gosh, I have not thought about that guy in forever.
I think
And
about
the bouncers are saying, this guy keeps coming in.
And he looks different every time.
He looks different. He looks weird. I don't know.
He was
Like a
such
master of disguises, this guy.
I'm telling you,
bouncer can't
he was
read.
such a coke freak that he had no money, and he would invite me over to his house or his apartment, and he wanted to sell me albums for $1 a piece.
So he could buy coke.
So he could buy cocaine. I remember this guy. Yeah.
At some
Leonard
point, he
Yulrope.
sold you his driver's license.
Well, it was expired. I think it was expired. And he just gave it to me.
Expired.
Well, you guys really don't remember that?
I don't remember the name, but
You
I
don't remember
remember
the name?
doing stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I haven't thought about that guy in 30 years.
John, what'd you do with those 5,000 records?
I still have them. It was like toys. I remember one was Toys in the Attic. I was like, all right, I'll buy Toys in the Attic for $1.
Yeah.
Dan, remember we made IDs in your house with like
Yeah.
the sheet?
With
I
the
still
rub
have
on
that.
letters.
I still
You
have
still
it.
have yours?
Yep.
Hey, John, did you blow lines with them?
The one and only time I did cocaine, I did it with him on the hood of my Firebird.
Nice.
Nice.
How great is
Nice.
That's perfect.
He had his girlfriend. I don't know if I told you guys this story. His girlfriend was pregnant, like 6 or 7 months pregnant, like showing pregnant.
Right.
And she was like wandering around looking for him, and I don't know where the hell he was. But I was like, well, let me help you look for him. And we spent like an hour looking for him from place to place. And finally, at the end of the night, she goes, "Well, we can't find him. Do you want to party?" I was like, "Fuck no, I don't want to fuck my friend's pregnant girlfriend, but thanks anyway."
Why didn't you?
Like, oh, your
You
child,
had your
child
shot,
is
man.
fine.
He was
Child has no problem.
Dan, I was like 18 years old, and she was
John, you
literally
could've checked-
showing
you could've-
pregnant.
Check that
Good
off your
for you,
bucket list.
John. You know when to
I
draw
had
the
some
line.
scruples. I had some scruples.
Scruples.
What the hell did I miss?
What did you
Jesus
do?
Christ.
Oh my God! You can't.
We
You can't
found
read
out John has
the last 2
scruples.
minutes.
I'll never forget. I can still see her face in the car, turning to me and going, "Do you want to party?" And I was like,
she had like weeks left before her life was over. She wanted to have some fun.
Leonard Europe. I can't
Where
believe
did
he
you
came
know
up
that
with that
from?
show.
Was he a neighbor, John?
You remember when I graduated? I didn't go to college. I came down here
Right.
and I worked at a gas station. Well, he was another gas station employee.
In Virginia?
Yeah.
Oh, I assumed he was another attorney.
Wait, you didn't go to college?
That's funny, dude. You remember? So Joe, you remember I had the Emmett P. Hipson?
I do. Bob had the best ID. He had
Ever.
It was a completely legit ID with his cousin's data and Bob's picture. You're like, you can't do any better than that.
No, you can't.
Can you imagine doing that today? Like, I literally went to DMV
with the birth certificate,
and he had to get his license renewed. He was in the Navy. He didn't give a shit. He had a military ID. I went in there, and it was like, I knew. I mean, I grew up with him. It's like, yeah, when were you born? July 26, 1964. Blah. I had everything. 114 Laurel Street. And all of a sudden, they take your picture. I was like, Emmett Hipson was like, thank you. I went to Milford. I walked out. No duplicate. Had my face. All Emmett shit on it. And it worked like a champ, man.
Of course it did. Legit.
Amazing.
My son got a fake ID from some company. I don't know what. And it was like perfect. It was like absolutely perfect. And he paid the guy in Bitcoin. And it was like, it was like, this was before Bitcoin was a thing, and he told me like he spent like 3 Bitcoins on this, and at the time they were worth like $10,000 a piece. I was like, you did not spend $30,000 on a fake ID.
You're like, I'm gonna buy you a beer for Christ's sakes.
And he said, no, Bitcoin was like nothing back, but it was totally untraceable, so that's why they did it.
And now he would have had $30,000.
I said, you realize if you had kept those 3 Bitcoins, you would basically have paid for college.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have been able to get drunk like 30 times. So.
Right. Trade-offs.
It's not wheat stock, but like my investment guy has us in some Bitcoin.
He was telling me this summer that it worked fine in Charlottesville, wherever he wanted to use it in Charlottesville. He went down to Virginia Beach, which is like it's the place where so he could, his friends try and go, who all have the same type of fake ID, try and get into this club, and the bouncer pulls out this like notebook full of IDs, fake IDs, like, and they're like flipping through to get some, because he did it from Maine, like he was from, so they're looking for the actual Maine, what a Maine ID would look like, and they were all like, never mind.
We'll go somewhere else. Thanks anyway.
Well, you guys got an encyclopedia. Fuck that.
I remember when I was in Nantucket with Sperry and he had lost his license on the beach, and I was working the door, and like a week later someone comes up and like hands me Johnny's ID, and I'm like, is that you? Yeah, it's me. I'm like, hey Johnny, come over here. He's like, oh, you found my license, thanks.
That's really funny.
You let him in, Dan?
No, I did not.
Oh.
No, I took the license. I gave it back to John. He was like, cool, I got my license back.
Dan's a real Law and Order type guy.
That's
you know that.
That place, man. So I was 20 years old working there. And so at one point, the cops were busting all the bars that were letting kids in. And my boss was like this football player from URI. And he's a real hard ass. He's like, I don't care if someone's 70 years old. If they don't have an ID, they don't get in. I don't. And he was like, I'm like, okay, that's what you said. Sure enough, this guy who was like 50 comes up. He's like, I don't have my license. I'm like,
50.
Sorry, man. I'm like 20. I'm not even old enough to be in there. Well, yeah, at the time.
Yeah. You're almost dead.
It was,
is 50 the new 70?
Yeah, totally.
Anyway.
So sad.
55.
Well, what the fuck was he doing at that bar anyways? It was like all a bunch
know.
of young kids. And
but I wasn't even old enough to be in there drinking. And I'm like, oh, you can't come in. Sorry.
I thought we were old enough to drink at 18. Weren't you guys?
This was
No.
Massachusetts. We got grandfathered, and in
That's what I'm
Connecticut,
saying.
It was
We were
at
90.
19, we were old enough, and then they raised it, but they grandfathered
It
us.
kept
It was
going
like
down.
after July 1st or something. It was like a
Something.
July cutoff, I think.
Yeah, I just made the cutoff.
I remember being grandfathered all through college, and that was my
Yeah.
So John, I'll tell you. Let me tell you guys. Some of you may have heard the story, now, and I'll truncate it. I had the Emmett Hipson ID, gathered like probably $120 from everyone in my dorm, which was a lot of money back then, and like a list. This is what we want to buy, like Bartles and James for the girls,
You were the guy.
old school, right? And so
Bartles and James,
old school, right? So I went with like two of my buddies, and we're like, and we drove from Rhode Island over the border to Connecticut because we knew this package store there. And I went in before I went in. I say, listen, whatever you do, just don't call me Bob. Emmett, right? So we drove to the package store we're going to go to. It's closed. We're like, fuck it. So we went down the street a little bit, went down this other road, get to this package store. We get in there, all this booze in the thing, and the whole time he's like, hey, Bob. And I'm like, this fucking, like the whole time, like 3 times. And I'm like, oh my God. So we get up to we get up there, we get it all to this vodka and cheap shit and just a ton of stuff. We ring it all out. The woman goes, can I see your ID? And I'm like, all proud, like, here you go. And she's like, oh, you're in Rhode Island, honey. We fucking drove over the border. We're like, sorry, left all the booze on the counter.
Because you weren't old enough in Rhode Island, but you were in Connecticut. Oh.
Right. And so, like, we got back to the dorms. Everyone was like, "Where's our stuff?" We're like, "Here's your money. Shut up.
Here's all your money."
Later.
Oh, geez, that sucks.
Leonard Ulrup looked nothing like any of us.
Right.
We used his ID over and over again, and I mean, he looked like
Vinny
Romea is what I remember. Is like
I don't know if you guys remember the ID that I had. I was Mark Baglini.
I remember Mark Baglini.
I remember that. Oh my God.
And the ID, the Mark Baglini was like 25 years old. He had a full black beard. Like I didn't have whisker one at that point. I looked absolutely nothing. I looked like a little Jewish kid from Woodbridge.
No one gave a shit then. That's the thing.
So that's the thing. When we were on the bar mitzvah circuit, I remember going around and asking for whiskey sours from the bartenders, and they would give them to us.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, you talk about like not being able to. I hardly had pubic hair when I was 13.
We've seen those bar mitzvah pictures. There.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You would look like you were about 5 years old.
Yeah, they couldn't have served us whiskey sours.
I thought you were going to say you saw the pubic pictures. I'm like,
we've seen the tan suit pictures.
That's on the dark web, Dave. On the dark web.
That's right.
Wait, do I get to rate this? I know I
you
must.
do. You were in timeout for a while.
Yeah, sorry.
You're back on. Go ahead. Go for it.
I had to take the New Zealand call.
Yeah.
So the update is he's not coming back.
Really?
Your dad?
Yeah, he's like he got his visa extended until February.
Oh, wow.
And basically,
He normally would.
Well, he would have come back. He would have been back for the summer.
Right.
And then he would have gone back.
So
probably
for their summer
next month. Yeah, for their summer. Right. Anyway, so he's been there and he's staying there, and he's because if he comes back, they're not letting him back in.
Right.
And I don't like to think or speak like this, but if he leaves, he might never get back.
Right.
And so he's going to stick around at least through their summer.
He's safer there anyway.
Yeah, he's safer, and it's a shithole here, and he gets horribly depressed about everything that's going on around here. Anyway.
Geez,
how about Bubby? Is Bubby staying too?
Bubby's staying too because she won't get back in either if she goes. She would love to.
Will they let all of us in? Is the question.
Yeah, can we do this from remote?
I'm going to try to make a case that if things don't go well in 32 days, I might go smoke pot with Jacinda.
Because I have Leonard Ulrup's passport. I can use
it. Perfect. So this is a treehouse. It's called Alter Ego, and even though I didn't really do my homework, it does say that it is Julius's twin brother, the twin brother to Julius, and it is the result of their uncompromising dedication to fresh, progressive, and delightful beer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Progressive right there.
So right there.
On that.
It's right there in the title.
What is progressive about it?
Who knows? But it's 6.8%. It is not my favorite Treehouse offering. I will say that right off the bat. But it is still super tasty, except for the like little detritus that I got in the bottom of the can, which was not super tasty.
Yeah, that's Splorg.
Yeah, it's a little Splorg. Yeah. It's a little tart, and not as fruity as I would like it. So I'm still gonna give it 7.5 comb overs.
We don't do halves anymore.
We don't do
8.
halves anymore.
I'm rounding up.
No hesitation.
At the curve.
Yeah.
Ready for the curve.
So
Nice.
it's
We've
quite
had
good.
We've had some high come over beers tonight. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. It's been a good night for.
Nothing went above 10. Bob's 10, did it?
Well, no.
But still, I don't think we had it below a 7.
Joe had a 10 as well.
Yeah.
No, Jim had a 6. I think Jim did 6. Yeah, Jim
really?
gave a 6.
Jim
Oh, that's disappointing because it's such
Hard
a great
ass.
name.
That's a middle. That's a like perfectly acceptable average beer, though.
I would give a brisket tasting beer a 6 too. So.
Yeah.
Brisket tasting beer.
Tastes like brisket. Wonderful.
Okay, well, this concludes our comb over segment of this evening. We will be right back with our progressive post-whiz music and movies.
I'm going to get a dogfish for my second one, Mike.
Oh, there you go. Apropos, I'm going to re-beer myself.
John, you going to do a maker sidecar on that?
Yeah, if I did that, Angie would definitely be in trouble tonight.
Ooh, I just saw NPR just announced that Hope Hicks news, Joe.
Shame.
Joe, you are ahead of NPR.
Just you and me, Dan.
Wow, there's nobody here. What's up? What's up, John?
How's it going? I feel for you, buddy. I really do. I think about you a lot.
Yeah. It's it is what it is because of he is who he is.
Well, he's highly energetic and he's very entertaining. He's a great kid. But I can't imagine trying to teach him online every day.
It's been tough, and the schools they're having a lot of hard time. I mean, their budget's just been wiped out. And they're trying to do what they can do. We're lucky because he's got some good teachers, but they're like stretched and they can't really do what they need to do. And it's just. I
mean, Angie's at the administration side, so she sees the whole thing, and I'm like, I get it from you guys on the kid side and from her on the teacher administration side, and I'm like, it's just a cluster.
It is. It's a fucking slow motion disaster.
Anyways, send them down here for a month. We'll take care of them.
I would love to.
Give you a break. Yeah, bring them all down.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Thanks, John.
Come on, I'm serious.
They'll be on the next Acela.
Yep.
Do it. It makes it all the way down to Charlottesville. I got a bunch of Colorado chocolate. I'll help them all out.
You could just send us the chocolate.
Right. might help us deal with the
All
other
right, I'll
one.
do that. I'll
I'll
do that.
feed that to my kid and just he'll be mellow.
Is Jason freaking out?
He's doing okay. He had a meltdown for zero reason. Just, everything was good. Today was a great day until 10 minutes before this meeting. And I don't even want to tell you why, because it's pointless, but mostly he's okay.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. No, I can't complain too much.
Is he back for some schooling? Are you guys doing hybrid?
No, he's completely remote. Yeah, we're kind of regretting it, but we were really nervous about it, so we just decided to err on the side of caution, and I don't know.
Yeah, so you had the option to go remote, Dan?
We had the option to go either all remote or like hybrid, which is half time and half remote. They'll let us opt back in November. So
yeah, Connecticut. You had the option in Connecticut too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did too, but we went hybrid.
It's fun though. They don't have enough. Like all the teachers were like, they got their things that let them not have to go in, and now they have to pull all these teachers from Central, and they don't know the kids. It's really a disaster because they don't.
So they have like replacement teachers?
Yeah, they pull in teachers from that are either retired or doing administrative work, and so they pull them out of that to have them teach
I'm telling
kids.
you what, right now, if you can fog a mirror, you can get a teacher.
Yeah,
yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like their school districts, like New London had a couple of COVID cases, and they closed the school down because they didn't want to, but they wouldn't have enough substitutes to cover the school.
Right.
Because what happens in Connecticut is like you have the option of going remote or not. It's not up to the district. So my kids are going back Monday full time. Thank God, because they've been
full time. Wow.
Yep, full time.
Full time with everybody else in the school. Wow.
My wife's been like that since the beginning.
Yeah.
She's been in full time. Huh. And my district, my soon to be not district, is full time K-8, and then the high school is hybrid.
Did you get a new job?
I got an offer.
All right.
Yeah. No, don't worry. Not signing anything.
You don't want to change your job right before closing.
No, that's what I even told them.
Your advice from your attorney.
I said I got
while he's been drinking.
Michael, I said I got an offer.
Okay.
And I actually have an interview Monday for a different position, which I would actually rather have. So I'm sort of giving one place the Heisman and sort of saying I'm not closing on something till Tuesday, so I can't sign anything anyway. Blah blah blah, which is the truth.
Well, as Dave likes so well, as it's said in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, as your attorney, I would advise you to wait 60 days.
Yeah, I'm not waiting 60 days, but I told.
Wash my hands.
Right. Advice heard and disregarded.
Email the follow.
Listen, the COVID form you have to fill out just asks if your employer is going to cut your pay or has told you're going to get laid off. That's it, and a couple other stupid questions. So anyway, the superintendent. I'd interviewed the superintendent. Offered me a position, and I told him what was happening, and he's like, "Okay, no problem." I said, listen, I can't really do anything until I close because I'm not going to sign something that says one thing.
Oh yeah.
It'll probably never get checked, but I'm not going to get bit in the rear end about that. So
wait, is there some new attestation that you have to sign when you're closing?
Oh yes, I've signed it 4 times already because they kept pushing back. We won't go down that road. Yes, it's a COVID attestation about, are you getting laid off? Have you been told you're getting laid off? Have you been told you're getting a cut in pay? There's about 6 questions.
Wow, just to refinance.
Motherfuckers.
And there's a new federal form that the guy was telling me about too. That's a new, it's an initial estimate. So yeah, it's a COVID attestation just because people are refining and then being like, haha, tricked you. I don't have a job.
They don't want you to save money if you're going to get laid off.
I guess not. Ooh, that's
probably a standard thing, and a lot of people take equity out when they refinance, so it's just something they do automatically, I'm sure.
No, it's a COVID thing because of just
that's what I'm saying. The COVID thing is something they do with every refi.
It makes sense. The lenders are trying to protect their ass, and they're also like
Like we're not taking any money out, but it's irrelevant. They just
But
want
they just do it. It's just a procedure now. It's
If you don't have to
automatic.
make, if you don't make your payments and they have to bring a foreclosure action, they can. If you
Right.
were not truthful in your
Right.
code disclosure, that could be another
Right.
element default, I guess.
Exactly. I'm going to do a quick one of these.
Such a buzzkill, Mike.
I wasn't going to have 2 beers, but you know what?
Seriously, I wasn't either.
Hey, talk business. Yeah.
Mike, what did you give it, Mike? What did you give this dogfish? What did I forget? How many?
I gave it an 8.
Oh, Aaron, I
Yeah, okay.
definitely have a case of that in the fridge.
It's so tasty.
I'm so psyched. So
After
this is a local right here.
Likewise.
after 3 hours of
I see
Nakers
some
and
new
a
ones.
stout,
I
this
see
is,
some new ones.
This is like a Miller Light.
Yeah, this is too. This is really right.
John, you're definitely falling forwards on your face at some point during this. At some point during this show.
Joe's got a dogfish can.
Hey, John, put Angie's number in the chat. She's
Right.
out. She can get you.
She's in deep trouble. I can tell you that.
Go up to the attic and help your husband.
Okay, so I'm noticing around the room, I see Joe with something I believe he reviewed before.
Dogfish head in a can.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't you do the?
I remember that one.
I think I did.
Yeah.
60-minute, Joe, or 120?
No. What's that?
Is that 60-minute or 90 or 120?
No.
This is American Beauty.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was Dogfish Head. Sorry.
Hazy Ripple, and
It is a dogfish head.
Jim, I think this connects to you because you mentioned Ripple as being a Grateful Dead song that you like.
Yeah, it's true.
Ripple.
John's got
Bob has something from the Connecticut coastline from our friends at Outer Light.
Yes, it's decidedly not light. It's an 8.5. Double IPA, definitely a little maltier. It's got a similar color to the last one, but it's definitely not fruity. It's not a fruit bomb. It's more of a it's definitely on the bitter side. Not West Coast bitter, but like more of a traditional IPA.
Okay, I'm going looking at Mike with something that I have never even seen before. Harpoon Flannel Friday.
Yeah, Missy got me a 6 of assorted beers and a Woodford Reserve bottle for our anniversary.
Very nice.
Which I'm very happy about.
You married good.
Harpoon Flannel Friday Hoppy Amber Ale. Should never have before. Yeah, it's very good. It's
Harpoon's like Sam Adams, you know. They have all these different branch off.
Harpoon, I think, started the craft beer thing.
Yeah, you had mentioned that before.
Aren't they Guinness? Isn't
More
Harpoon
so
Guinness?
than I'm gonna say. I thought Sam Adams was crap.
I thought Sam Adams did.
I thought Bud
Sierra
Light
Nevada on the West Coast, maybe. Don't forget Sierra Nevada.
Sierra Nevada.
Well, East Coast wise, yeah.
Maybe I'll say for me, they started it.
I don't know.
Okay,
I feel
that's
always
a
a
good
good
way.
qualifier.
If you can get it around the country, is it a craft beer?
No.
Yeah, it's a good.
So
That's you know what? That's an
Sierra Nevada
interesting.
you can get anywhere.
And
Yeah.
Sam Adams.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
an interesting.
Right.
I think that's a reasonable question, and I think
Yeah,
we're going to be
good question.
diving into that in season 3.
Stay tuned for that discussion.
That's a good teaser, right?
Did I come up with a reasonable question?
Yeah. Somehow, I don't know how you did it, John.
Sam Adams brews in like 4
Don't
or
worry,
5
you won't remember it.
places now, right?
Yeah.
So is that crap anymore?
It's on
Yeah.
tape. Okay, how about yeah, we're doing kind of like we're doing things a little differently here. Jim, you got DDH Simcoe Juice?
Juice.
Yep.
Double dry
Jews?
hop.
I would have said Juzz.
What
Did they spell that incorrectly? What's the
Simcoe Juzz.
Is
Yeah,
that an
like,
I? Supposed to be an I?
No, that's like an au jus.
Style IPA, double dry hopped. I think it says 6% ABV. One
nothing
pint.
about Yosemites on there?
Nothing about that. No.
As long as it's not Simcoe Jizz.
Simcoe
Cutting
Squad.
room floor.
So Jim, how is it?
It's good. Really good.
You
Nice.
taste the very aromatic double dry hop thing going?
Really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a real hoppy flavor and a kind of a juicy flavor. Yeah, I like it. Really nice.
Okay. How about Dan with your Five
Alarmist.
Boroughs Brewing?
Five Bros Brewing Company, Tiny Juicy IPA. I'd seen these guys around. I've been wanting to try them. It's very good. I would have reviewed this on our summer beers. It's very light. It's a session ale. It's 4.2.
Oh wow.
Compared to the one I just had, it's like not as flavorful, blah blah blah, but it's still a very nice, refreshing drink, well balanced.
Okay. And John, you're going with the 90-minute also?
I'm going with the 90-minute. Mike gave it 8, so 8 come over. So I thought I remember it from, I guess it was July. We had this. It was really good, and it's 9%. So 9% ABV. So I feel like I need a lighter beer at this moment.
Step down from the 11.
I'm going to step down from the
40,
the bourbon 11 to 9, and I'm good. I get tomorrow morning. I got an 8 a.m. session at the voter registration.
That's going to go well.
We'll see,
Way to be responsible, John.
We'll see how that goes.
If the election goes the other way, it's your fault.
Tomorrow, I'm responsible for curbside voting, so all the 98-year-olds who can't get out of their car, I help them vote.
He's like, fucking vote 4 times. I don't care.
Ooh, Gilfs. John, get the numbers for me.
This is really good.
Gilf.
Oh God.
Dave's cornering the Gilf market.
I'm not drunk enough to find that attractive.
How do you say GG Gilfs? Like Gilfs.
Great grand.
Like,
I think it's called Necro. I think it's called Necro.
This is going down a bad road.
Really
Stop it.
So, anyways, I'm halfway through this, and I might have another one. So
I'm going to start on the maker's mark now with this Gilf conversation.
I have to get a
green. Tell me what's going on, Hank, with the green.
Oh, this green, I got to say, it's 7.5, which is a half step up from my alter ego, but the flavor is like out of this world. It's incredible.
That's Treehouse?
Yeah, this is Treehouse. It's a light IPA. It's delicious. I don't remember it being this good. It's remarkably good.
It's good to hear.
I'm really enjoying it.
It is good.
That is good. Okay.
Sorry, Dave.
I got a little distracted. I'm sorry. I was looking to see what my ABV was on my beer. Joe, you got the hazy little IPA thing going on. American Beauty. Hazy Ripple.
You got the Dancing Bear, Total Grateful Dead.
Is there acid in there?
Not subtle.
Yeah.
As far as I'm not detecting any acid. No.
It takes a little while to kick
trails, in. No trails.
I'll let you know Sunday morning.
Joe, I want to just interrupt you for 1 second because I want to see if I can remember what you said about this beer last time. As I recall, you said that it was good and it was trying to be a New England IPA, but it wasn't quite a New England IPA.
I think that's about right. It is hazy, but it's not. Doesn't have that very aromatic piece of it, and so it's not quite there.
Okay,
but it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's kind of the same way I feel about the Two Roads. This is I feel like we haven't really paid that much attention to our local Connecticut brewery here. We've talked about them doing private labeling and doing a lot of other people's beers. This is Road to Ruin. It's a double IPA. It's 8%, and it's not bad, but it's a little hoppy for me. I think double IPAs so far, from what I've tried, it even says, it says on the label "plenty bite," which to me, that's not really a good thing. I don't want it to be plenty bite. I want it to have a little bit at the end, but not like that. So, Am I on like mute or something?
What's
Why
going
is
on
it-
here? There's some back
Yeah.
channel stuff going on.
So
Yeah.
check your text.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Let's see what it says.
That's
So
it's
it's
pretty
Heat
good.
Miser and the Cold Dude.
Yeah, the Cold Meister, Heat Miser.
Yeah. I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
I couldn't figure out how to make it a background.
That's good, man. I like that.
I don't see it. Why am I not seeing it?
You text it to your phone.
It's on your-
Oh, that's why I'm looking at the thing.
It was. I think it's from the year without a Santa Claus.
Yeah,
Oh, Rudolph.
1978 or
I
something.
didn't mean to distract. I'm sorry.
That's
No,
better.
It's pretty good.
Oh God, that was so depressing.
So for the record, Hank, Harpoon, the label says established 1986. So I guess you were pretty much right on point. They were, if they weren't the first, they were pretty early in.
Yeah, they
Right
Harpoon. Their IPA used to be just a summer beer,
It's
and
just an ale. Didn't they do Harpoon Ale? Wasn't it just Harpoon
Yeah, they
Ale?
did.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Harpoon Ale, and
Good.
we used to hoard it until Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Did Guinness buy them or so? They're under somebody else now, isn't it? Harpoon.
Harpoon?
I don't
No?
think so,
I'm
but
thinking
I'm
of a
not
different
sure.
beer then. Huh? Sorry.
No, Harpoon.
So boys, not the time check, but it's 10:15. We haven't started on music, so I know.
What? Come on. We got nothing to do for the rest of the night.
I got
John
Fuck you, Bob.
John just
Jesus.
getting started.
It's only 9:15 in Chicago.
Okay.
Come on.
Some of us get up at 5:15 in the morning to go to work.
All right, and on that hostile note, we'll be right back with our favorite progressive songs and maybe movies, groundbreaking movies. We're not sure if we have enough time, but
Groundbreaking?
stay tuned.
That's
What?
gonna be a
What?
stretch. 15 minutes
What's
to
it
pack
called?
all that
Supposed
in.
to be
I thought it was
progressive
like
movies.
I thought it was like
You're losing.
disturbing movies or movies that make you.
No,
think or
that's
something like
next
that.
week. That's movies that scare the bejesus out of you for our pumpkin special. Oh, and by the way, I have a favor to ask of all of you. For next week's pumpkin beer, need to do it in a glass, and I would like it if you guys would try to do. I'll send you a link.
I know
M.
what you're gonna
Slaughter.
say.
Yeah.
You can say the brown sugar on the rim.
The rim.
Yeah.
We got to
Yeah.
do rim jobs?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. We're doing rim jobs next week.
The white. No, listen. Insert Joe Carrot. It's my wife's favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
They're all
Well,
time.
Tell me what it. Never mind. I'm never gonna remember. Just
Hey,
text
what?
me.
Brown eye, what? What?
yeah. So.
All I heard was rim job, and it's Bob's wife's favorite.
Yeah.
Brown star.
And John won't remember.
Right.
Text me on Tuesday, whatever it is.
John didn't want to bang his friend's pregnant girlfriend.
Yeah.
John, we're gonna text you brown star attack, and you'll just
So uptight.
I kind of regret that now, 30 years later.
Maybe you could look her up.
Story.
You could look
You
her
wouldn't.
up.
Yeah.
John,
Sure
you
she
wouldn't
looks
got.
insane.
Look
You
her
wouldn't
up.
got her pregnant. So.
I'm sure I'll see her in the curbside voting tomorrow.
You know what, John? We'll find you.
Kids.
We're gonna find you another pregnant woman in recovery.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks. Looking forward to that.
The in recovery was the added touch. That's nice.
Hey, what are friends for? You know?
I knew I was part of this lawyer for some reason.
If we can't get you laid 35 years later, what can we do?
Yeah. See, you thought you were just getting Instagram followers out of it.
By a 60-year-old pregnant woman.
Perfect. I don't even need a condom. She's already pregnant. Oh,
Oh my God! There's got to be a website for that, Dave. Come on, help me out.
Oh yeah.
Dave will send you 10 URLs for that.
Oh, good Lord.
What is this $15.99 charge?
Just ignore that, honey. Just ignore that.
That's just the New York Times.
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
We might have after this week. We might have 1,000 viewers.
We're getting very close.
None of this makes the edit. It's gonna cut all this stuff out.
No, those are the highlights.
Should make a highlight reel of all the episodes.
Oh my
God!
god!
A blooper reel. It'll be 2 hours of bloopers.
More than that. Holy shit! Okay, so we're gonna do, much to the astonishment of some of us, we're going with our progressive artists / songs, so that they can be Spotified. And as you received the email, you know that if you go too obvious, you're going to be punished with next week having to drink Bud Light hard seltzer.
There you go.
I thought it was Bud Light Lime.
Well, either one, you're a loser.
They're all bad.
Yeah.
What's seltzer? Just seltzer with grain alcohol poured in?
That's horrible.
What the fuck is that?
It's actually, no, it's their malt liquor.
Yeah. Small base.
Like Colt 45. It's like
It still sucks.
I can get pretty fucked up on that, I guess.
Yeah. You could, but it's still for chicks.
Yeah. So, Mike,
That's
not
not
broads.
sexist at all.
Not broads.
No, because broads drink like straight up liquor.
Okay.
All right, let me try this again. Welcome back.
My 18 and 21-year-old.
I was trying to get him to go down the rabbit hole of broads versus chicks. Very funny conversation.
All right, let's start things off with Mike, because I know you're gonna start strong, Mike.
Okay, well, no pressure. I'm gonna revisit some favorites from
Queen.
I don't remember which episode, but I'm going to go with Sturgill Simpson.
Oh, there you go.
Of Metamodern Sounds and Country Music, who I think has been a crowd favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging on that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I only have that one, or actually, I should say Joe has that one CD.
I do.
For the record. So I haven't listened to it in almost a year.
Did I mention
Great
COVID?
testimonial there.
COVID is preventing me from returning it to you.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Germs all over it.
I keep sneezing on it.
It's waived all return responsibilities. I think I mentioned his latest album is almost like ZZ Top Eliminator. It's like keyboards and all kinds of weird like studio tech stuff. So it's not even really country.
Can I borrow it?
Again?
I'd like to, but COVID is preventing it, Joe.
Touche.
Should I go with this? Are we going with songs? I guess for the Spotify. I'm going to go with
No, just so you know, just so everyone knows, like I grabbed artists, and then I'm just going to kind of go in and figure it out.
Yeah, just go with Sturgill Simpson. If I'm going to go with a song, I'm going to go with, I think it's Sometimes Wine, which I came up with from YouTube. Yes, Sometimes Wine. Not beer, but wine.
April wine?
Sometimes.
April wine. Well, that's a throwback. I'm also going to go, and I think like way back, I might have mentioned Ben Harper and Charlie Musselwhite.
Mm-hmm. Another CD I have.
Another CD you have. You have the first CDs, Get Up. I'm going to go with the second CD, and No Mercy in This Land.
CDs.
And I'm going to go with the title track, No Mercy in This Land. And I wouldn't really call it progressive like you usually think of. It's not progressive rock, but it's kind of progressive. Does anyone know Ben Harper? I mean, Ben Harper's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I love Ben Harper.
Kind of like pan roots. I mean, he's a little folk. He's a little kind of country, kind of blues.
All over the map. He's all over the place.
And Charlie Musselwhite is straight up blues. So this is kind of like, there's two CDs, and there's like one track is almost like a folk song, there's singer-songwriter. Another track is gospel. Then he has another one that's R&B, another one that's straight blues. So it's just, and Charlie Musselwhite mostly plays harmonica on the title track he sings. But they just had this great kind of cohesive sound. Ben Harper's band is not flashy, just really tight, really soulful. Everything is good. And if you check YouTube, I think I might have mentioned When the Levee Breaks, the Zeppelin cover. They do an amazing cover. And of course, Charlie Musselwhite plays harmonica, so he does like the Robert Plant harmonica parts, like several levels above.
Yeah.
So it's really just, they have a great feel, they have a great rapport. And it's just like, it's very much roots music, but they just do it really well. And the third one, I don't have a particular song, but I'm just going to go back. I urge everyone to check out King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard because that's progressive. I mean, every album they do is like a different genre. Jim's laughing.
I listened to it. It was good.
It is
I
good.
like
It's like if you listen to the next album, I have 2 of their discs, and one of them is like it's a little difficult to get into because it's like thrash metal. I mean, it sounds like Metallica, or give me another thrash band, or Anthrax, or Dave Mustaine's band, whatever.
Metallica is not a thrash band.
Well, they were when they started. Now they're just like generic metal. But when they started,
Megadeth,
Anthrax.
Cool.
So they have. I can't even remember the name of that.
Black Flag.
No, that was punk. No, thrash. I mean, thrash has some punk elements, but
it's more metal.
Yeah, it's more metal, more flashy playing and like unison guitars and stuff.
Oops.
Like Anthrax, Megadeth, and Metallica were kind of. There's one more. There's I think they toured. There was like a big 4.
Megadeth.
What was that?
Megadeth.
Yeah, no, I said Megadeth, which
Slayer?
was Mustaine. Who?
Slayer.
Slayer
was the 4th one.
Mega
Slayer.
Anthrax.
Anyway, so
Anthrax Death.
King Gizzard is all over the map, and they have another one called, I think it's called Fishing for Fishies, which is kind of like psychedelic, acoustic kind of sunshine music with like an environmental message. So a lot of stuff on YouTube, a lot of live stuff. Definitely check them out.
Cool.
Metal with an environmental message?
No. What I was saying was they changed their style. The lineup is static. They changed their like the genre almost from album to album.
So they can all really play.
Kind of like a bluesy garage band, and then they did then they did like a jam band album. Then they did like acoustic psychedelic. Then they did another one which was just electric psychedelic. Then they did another one which was like thrash metal. They're just all over the place.
Any Southern rock for John?
Environmental. They call it environmental.
Just for the record, I don't want to take up more time. But last week I thought if you could have covered a fruit with Strawberry Alarm Clock.
That's true. That's true. Instead of peppermint, King Burger.
Skinner.
Damn.
Yeah, well, I didn't think of Next time we do fruits.
Well, it's very easy to add tunes to the playlist. So.
Incense and Peppermints, Ed King, Strawberry Alarm Clock.
That's a great tune.
So fucking pissed right now.
It's a very frustrating night. Very frustrating night here on Ball Guys Battling My Beer.
How did I miss that? Jesus Christ.
The Makers is talking. The Makers.
The pressure can be immense at times.
The pressure cooker.
I came up with Eat a Peach at least.
That's true.
All right, so let me ask a question. Since this is when Dave wants to bow out, and I usually take the music piece. Who is prepared? I don't want to put anyone on the spot.
I'm prepared.
Dan, you're not prepared.
I am prepared.
Oh, you are? Awesome.
I didn't think you were prepared either, Dan.
Dan's scrolling through his
I wasn't
iPad
prepared
as we
last
speak.
week.
All right, Dan, go ahead. Take us away.
I'm going to start by qualifying all of this because I have no fucking idea what progressive means. It's progress. Like somebody's progress. I'm making progress.
It's
my
no matter
thing.
what.
Maybe you're making progress on your thing. So
It's
I think the
gonna be
whole
a good
fucking category is bunk.
Blow it open, Dan. Blow it wide open.
But I have
Pilgrim's Progress.
So I have I
Some
just
Puritan
picked my
music.
favorite songs of the most recent things that I've been listening to, which by now is all 3 years old.
Dangerously close to a Bud Light seltzer.
I've got St. Vincent's. St. Vincent.
That's good.
You
I got
stole one
I
of
really
mine.
like her song Los Angeles.
You stole one of mine.
Did I?
Wow.
As the
Great
artist,
song, isn't
yeah.
it?
just the artist in general. Yeah.
Well, Los Angeles is such a great song. I really
Want me to mute him, Bob? I can mute him.
As a quick trivia note, she is the niece of I forget which one, but Tuck and Patty.
Tuck and Patty.
Yeah, like their niece.
Yep.
She's awesome. She's really talented.
She's really good.
Okay, Tuck Andrus is the guy's name, right?
Yeah, Andrus. So I think it's I don't know if it's Tuck or Patty. I mean, they're married, so it's their niece. So go ahead.
Ursula's brother.
And then this is an album I've already used for one of these lists. Karen O and Danger Mouse. Lux Prima. I'm gonna pick. I don't know which song. There's 3 that I really like. I'll say "Turn the Light." That's a great song off that album. And you want one more? Basically anything by Radiohead. They're not that progressive anymore, but they've always been. So I like their. Have they had anything since Moonshaped Pool? I don't think they've come out with it. I think that was their last record.
Maybe Tom York
a long
has
time ago.
Them, right?
I'll find something.
Anyway,
Hey,
Moonshaped
Dan?
Pool. Well, Moonshaped Pool is the most recent record I have of theirs, and it's
Okay.
I like Dex Dark off of that one.
Okay.
Hey, Dan, I heard a cover of After the Gold Rush by Tom York. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
it sounded a lot like Neil Young, actually.
Yeah, no, he's got a great voice.
It was really good.
Cool.
Can we put that on the Spotify list? I would love to hear that.
He's got a duet with PJ Harvey on one of her records. That's really good too.
Really?
Love PJ Harvey.
I'll put that one on there too. It's
right,
it's let me look it up. It's Jesus.
All right. Well, Dan's looking. Who else? Joe, you had your hand up as prepared. I know Jim is prepared, so we'll go to Jim after. But go ahead, Joe.
So for progressive artists,
Trying to keep the party moving here. It's 10:30.
Yeah.
I have to include Joni Mitchell.
Ooh.
So, I hate to keep bringing up Joni Mitchell.
No, there's a new Joni Mitchell box set coming out, Joe. I heard that today.
Yeah, I heard about it.
I'll pick something.
Yeah, so she's just you can find a lot of stuff. Hopefully not too obvious, but Prince, I just think he just did so well in so many different styles and just incredibly talented guy.
Joe, do you like blueberry Bud Light? Strawberry Bud Light? Or...
Ouch.
No. I'm going to be drinking. I know I'm going to be drinking the Bud Light, Joe. So don't worry.
Come on, Skinner is progressive.
All right, Joe, what else you got?
Groundbreaking.
And then just the third one is Talking Heads.
Oh, that was mine. I prepared for like 2 seconds, and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, Talking Heads, they were
groundbreaking.
They were groundbreaking. And what category to put them in? I mean, they're sort of in the talking, the new wave era, but they're not new wave. They're not punk.
Right.
They're
elements of a lot of different stuff.
They're very hard to categorize.
There's a single influence of theirs. It's actually James Brown.
James Brown.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's I don't know, and I still love them, and they're top of mind now because David Byrne's got that American Utopia.
Yeah, it's great.
It's now a movie, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I've always enjoyed their music. So
Stop Making Sense still is just a kick-ass concert movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did he produce St. Vincent? I mean, he's connected to St. Vincent, isn't he?
They've been like, I think they collaborated on something maybe. He really digs her, so.
I told you guys how I completely fucked up the interview with David Byrne, right?
Yeah, I think you told us that story.
Yeah, it's a horrible story.
You interviewed him?
Yeah.
Did he hate you?
Yes, he hated me. He made fun of me. I deserved it. I made up a word that didn't exist.
Wait, what was the word?
I was very nervous. I think I said transmorgify.
That's totally a word.
Transmogrified.
Yeah, that's legit.
Transmogrified.
That's from Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah.
It's a little ostentatious, but it's legit.
Yeah.
He repeated it back to me, and he's like, okay, so I transmorgified. And I'm like, oh, boy. This is
oh, boy.
Dave, don't beat yourself over the head with transmogrified.
Just because he didn't know it doesn't mean it's not a word.
Yeah, really.
Right.
I always thought about it afterwards. I thought, what I really wanted to say to him, I didn't get to say, which was, I spent a whole summer listening to Little Creatures on a little cassette,
Yeah,
just
but he's
flipping
heard
it
that
back
1,000 times, so
Right.
You
he'd be
should have
like,
told
"Oh, I'm
him. You
glad."
should have told him his suits were too big.
Yeah, that's
They had me very limited. They said I couldn't ask him any questions about anything related to Talking Heads. It was all about his solo career.
yeah.
So
It's
I was a
like-
little limited.
That's
But
horrible.
You should have done your research.
Yeah.
yeah,
You had to break out Transmogrify.
That's it.
So
So
Bob, the
I
song
use
is.
that. I use that in every interview.
Can I go next?
Let me just sneak this in. It's called "This Mess We're In."
By whom?
E.J. Harvey.
Oh, okay.
That's the one that has Tom York on it.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
I'll check it out.
It's
Go ahead,
really
Dave.
good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I had a little different take on the category, and to me, progressive was just something that did something that hadn't been done or combined things that hadn't been done before. And the
progress.
Yeah, one of the songs that stood out in my mind was Blondie's "Rapture"
Oh yeah.
because
Totally new at the time.
I remember at first hearing it and thinking, "What the fuck are they doing?" And then it became a thing, and then I was like, "Wow, they like kind of started a lot of other artists doing similar things."
Yeah, except she got all that from Fab Five Freddy or whatever.
Fab Five Freddy.
Yeah. But I hadn't heard of Fab Five Freddy at that point.
Right. Yeah, I hadn't either.
Yeah.
That's a good song too.
Yeah. The next one was actually an artist, Bjork. Started with the Sugar Cubes.
The Sugar Cubes, yeah.
With Birthday. I think was it Birthday? I think it was called Birthday. And that was like a really different way of like, I was into alternative at the time, but when Birthday came out, I'm like, this is really friggin' weird. This is just, they're doing a lot of different things here that I hadn't really heard before.
Her whole voice and the timbre and the way she, the rhythm of where she puts her, the lyrics and all that. Even her debut. Is it called debut? Her first
Yeah.
She
Came out with a bunch of albums I really liked, and that led me to also. There's a song called "Violently Happy" that I've always really liked.
Yeah, that's a good song.
And then
can't be Army of One, Army of Me.
Oh yeah, so good.
Yeah. Some just really pushing boundaries, I felt. And then the last song that I have, and the one that's going to make me drink Bud Light Seltzer the following week, is
I'm the only one drinking it.
Michael Jackson, "Billie Jean."
Really?
Not
progressive?
Billie Jean?
That's progressive. How is that progressive?
I just felt like that it broke down boundaries. It connected black and white. I remember being so excited about hearing that damn song. In a way, it wasn't like a Jackson 5 type thing where it was just like a disco thing. I don't know, something.
I don't even think that's the most progressive song off that album.
Yeah, that's why I thought "Beat It" would be the cross.
That's what I'm going to say. "Beat It" because they had at the Eddie Van. It was such a big deal to have Michael Jackson and Eddie Van Halen at the time.
I would say lyrically though, Dave's on the money there. That song for Michael Jackson. I mean, it's right. I don't know.
Interesting. I'll have to listen to it with new ears. I will.
Yeah, so it's still a lime seltzer, but
Good song. But it's
Maybe you can get a sip of an IPA in between the seltzer.
Yes.
Deal.
All right.
Deal.
You got off easy there, Dave.
Yeah, I did.
I'm gonna go to the upper right on my Zoom call. Mr. Danaher, what do you got?
Oh, I'm in the middle, top middle on my.
You're on the left.
That's correct.
No worries, dude.
Yeah, you're mid-left.
Dave, I'm with you there. I remember distinctly being on the late bus home from school, and the DJ announced that was a new Michael Jackson song, and playing guitar was Eddie Van Halen, and like everybody on the bus looked at each other like, "What?
Yes.
Together?
Yes.
What?"
Yeah, it was huge. It was
huge. But that was the first time I heard it, and I didn't know it was Michael Jackson. I didn't know it was Eddie Van Halen playing guitar until after the song, and I don't think anybody else in the bus did too. And we were like, "What?" And it was kind of revolutionary, but interesting. Didn't make my list, but I'm not happy with my list. I'll admit it. Tough category, but I'll work it. For the show, I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's a Jayhawks progressive song. I can't wait.
No. I interpreted it as something that made me listen to a different type of music that I'd never listened to before.
Pretty
Oh,
good.
cool.
And so
very
I
good.
recall,
Very good.
Like
what's
it.
that?
I think that's very good.
Oh, that
Thank
works. That
Progress
works.
for Jim.
Joe Jackson, Jump and Jive, got
great.
me listening to jazz a little bit, and Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby. I love that song. Still,
That's a
huge music
great record. That's
Yep.
a
That's a
great
great
record.
record.
The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, they got me listening to ska punk, and if you can get me listening to ska punk, you're doing something right.
Guys are good. I saw them live a couple times. They're great.
Yeah.
Live band.
That's a tough sell right there.
Right. That's right.
Jim's got me listening to ska punk right now.
We saw a Boss Tones cover band last summer, and it was just incredible. They were great. Who can make a living being a Mighty Mighty Boss Tones cover band?
Somebody
Was it a live? Was it a live album?
And then finally, Dave, you mentioned this too, but Blondie, Eating Cars, right? That song had the first time I ever heard rap, and I was like, what is she doing there? She's not singing, she's talking. And,
yeah.
That was the first exposure to rap. So those kind of opened my eyes a little bit to different types of music.
Cool.
Nice.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Well done, Joe.
Thank you.
Well done.
Mr. Stokes, are you up for a seltzer or what?
Oh God, I'm drinking seltzer. I might as well start right now.
Right.
So let me tell you a little story about a man named Jed. Graduated from Beecher School, 6th grade. Gets into Amity Junior High, Bethany, 7th grade. Sees everyone around who's older. All these girls. First time he's seen tits. He's got girls everywhere. They all have concert T-shirts on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I got to get a concert T-shirt. I don't care what concert. 1977. What concert do you think was my very first concert that I had?
How long is it you want to hear?
I had never heard of this band or listened to any songs from this band, but I went to their concert.
I hope it was the Cars.
Come on, guys.
Not Captain and Tennille?
I think it's a musical equivalent of
yes, In the Round.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
My brother went to that show. That was an
went to
amazing
1977. Yes, In the Round. I got the cheapest ticket I could, which was at the very top row.
Was it in the summer?
What?
Didn't we go to that at Laurelwood, Mike? I think we went.
Yeah, Laurelwood went to that. My brother went to that show.
I'm pretty sure I went too.
You might have.
Anyways,
Evan, when you were 12?
I went entirely for the concert T-shirt. I'd never heard of them before ever.
Did you
How was the
I
show?
listened to that whole concert. I was like, this music sucks. I can't believe it. And then the concert was over. The lights went up. You couldn't even see across the arena. It was so much smoke and pot smoke. It was amazing. So, anyways,
did you get your shirt?
I got the shirt. I could show you pictures of me wearing that shirt everywhere.
And the girls were like, yes.
And it was like, yes, oh, you must be cool. Anyway,
Did you get?
So I'm drinking the seltzer because my song, the one and only progressive song I know is Roundabout. Yes.
Great tune.
That's my song, and I'm getting a whole 6-pack of Bud Light Lime and drinking it.
You don't even like the song, though.
I love it.
I mean, it grows on me. It's like nostalgic. It's like,
It's a good record. A great record. The rest of the song.
That's a great concert. That's a great first concert, though.
That was my first concert, 1977.
Yeah.
In the Round, which was the big thing back then. Remember that? It was like that Midway movie with Sense-Around. It was like the big thing.
I saw them.
They circled
I saw them in the Round in Worcester, Mass, in 1992 or something like that.
Anyways,
I saw them in like 80 or 79 in the Round. We're pretty much the original band.
That was my song. I know Bob's freaking out because it's like 11:15, but I'm here for the rest of the night if you guys want.
I'm actually thinking like in the last like 2 or 3 months, that's one of those songs where I was always like, okay, I've never really tried to like try to get this one down because it's a real kick in the balls, the bass line. Because
Boom, 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 boom.
Yes,
Right?
I definitely remember that from 1977.
I got like 90% of it, and then it just like the end of it, it just kicks my ass. It's really hard to play.
I love that guy's playing.
Especially with the pick. So anyway,
Yeah.
John, is that it?
Could not be more obvious. That's like I said, Bob, the one and only song, that progressive song I know.
No
Like the
worries, man.
definition of prog rock.
Hey, dude, it's gonna be a great list. We got King Gizzard and Bjork and Michael Jackson, and yes, it's gonna be.
Let me just say, I wish I could remember. I wish I could remember the 8th grader girls that I saw that had a concert shirt on, and I was like, no, it wasn't Malerba. She was
Maureen Gaetano.
No, they were 9th graders.
Or 9th graders. Yeah, they were definitely 9th graders.
They
It
were
was like,
ninth grader.
holy shit, I've reached
yeah.
Nirvana here.
Babette Welker.
The bet. That's the one I was just trying to remember.
Yeah, Dave, Noreen Gaetano was, yeah.
I don't remember.
That was a good time.
Oh my
That-
God, she was like, I remember seeing her and be like, oh my God, the future is very bright.
The
What
girls
are
2
those?
years ahead of us were just unbelievable. That 1 year when we were in 7th grade, they were in 9th grade. It was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, it was
unbelievable.
Oh my God, those penthouse girls really do exist.
Oh, Noreen Gaetano, BJ Malerba.
I wish I could. I wish I could
Olderman.
remember. I got this. I had her face in my mind, but I wish I could remember her name. But anyways, that was it.
Go to the
Yes.
yearbook. Go to the yearbook.
Sorry, who's
Yeah.
next?
No
I want to
worries.
know where Noreen Gaetano is today.
Aaron.
Somewhere in
you're-
Trailer Park in Bethany.
Yeah.
I wasn't at all prepared. I got nothing.
What's your favorite prog rock band? Come on.
I have no
Right,
fucking
yeah.
idea what prog rock is.
Oh, so, hey, listen.
Neither did I.
But I'll tell you,
No, it
I'll tell
doesn't
you
have
what.
to be prog rock.
If you wanna put what seems to be like some sort of groundbreaking type of music, put on a band called Migos.
Migos?
Migos, the rap band?
Yeah,
Bad and
How do you
Bougie.
spell that?
yeah, Bad and Bougie, exactly.
Bell.
Migos.
Migos. It's like a sort of a mix of rap and I don't even know what.
They're from Detroit. Yeah,
it's,
you like Migos?
Yeah, it's really
So-
good.
So
My kids
check-
listen to that. It's like totally stoner rap. Totally.
So check it out. My
Yeah.
wife just came down, and all I hear is no one in the house can sleep, and the door shuts.
So we have to be more quiet, is what you're saying?
No, it's not me. It's
Oh.
it's my volume's
Oh, man.
down. I was like, why do I hear voices downstairs? Oh well,
It's
Yeah,
cool
so
name, Bob.
put
It's
put
cool
some Migos on there, Bad and Bougie in
I'll
particular.
find it. All right, so
Nice. That's a good call.
I'll sweep here. Ready?
What
So
about Joe? What-
I just
Joe
have
go?
I just have. Oh, Joe, did you go?
I went.
Oh, he went.
You did?
Yeah, Joni Mitchell. And,
Oh, yeah.
Prince,
Talking
right.
Heads Prince.
So I just went bands too. I was thinking about this today as I was driving around. Like, it's too hard for songs. Like, so Saint Vincent was one of the ones that I was like, okay, I've been listening to. Heard her on the radio. I was like, that's really cool. The other one is a band out of New Orleans called Tank and the Bangas.
Yeah, I've heard them.
Yeah,
Good.
cool stuff. So I'll
What
try.
kind of music is it?
It's a really good
Funky?
question. Like, it's sort of all.
Cajun thrash metal.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
really.
It's like rootsy. It's like
Jambalaya.
so. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna put some stuff on the list to check it out.
John, you should pregame with Makers more often.
No.
The other one is Brittany Howard, her solo record.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
from
her.
Alabama Shakes.
She's
Oh, yeah.
She's very talented.
She's
solo
awesome.
record
Yes.
is just-
Yeah.
There's something about, I don't know if it's her voice, just something really just, I would say earthy. So I look at it as progressive because it's really raw and honest. So two other ones. One is Anderson .Paak, who I've used one of his songs before.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah, like
really interesting. It's like, it's not rap, it's not R&B. There's like live instruments, there's rapping, there's elements of all this different stuff. Really, some really good stuff. And the last one is this guy named Thundercat.
Oh, the bass player. He's an amazing bass player. I've seen him on maybe Jimmy Kimmel or something a couple of times.
Yeah. So he's very he's an interesting guy. And
Yeah.
music is very interesting as well. So like I don't think, I mean, Yes is like classic progressive. And I love Yes at times, but like, so Thundercat's like one of those guys who I haven't really delved into a ton either. So it's sort of like selfish. I'm like, all right, I'm going to check this guy's shit out a little more too.
Does anyone know 21 Pilots? 21 Pilots has some really interesting stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and it's kind of hip hoppy, but yeah, there's some really interesting stuff.
So I'm looking at the list now as I typed everything down. It's like, I mean, dude, this list is all over the map.
It's progress.
It's an eclectic group.
Progress.
The learning that we get on this is just awesome. I love how much
So one of the things I was thinking about on the train ride home today was like maybe one of the segments we can do in our, in between, and it should be really quick, is like, what's your favorite song from last week's list?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Actually,
it's like really quick. We don't need to like pontificate about it. It's like,
right.
I really loved X. We don't even need to know why.
You know what? I was thinking that would be a great thing to do on the polling.
Yes, Dave, that's perfect. It's not a whole category, but a good poll.
Yeah,
what was your favorite song that like wasn't yours? Like favorite.
You can only put like 8 choices on there, right? So you'd have to cull it down before.
Okay,
right.
Like, what's your favorite song that you weren't familiar with before?
Well, you can put it in you can put it in the chat, I guess.
Yeah. I like it though. I like it. All right, boys, I have like 8% on my computer left, so I gotta hit the bricks.
That's like 10 more minutes.
What?
Yeah.
I gotta hit the bricks because I have to wake up. So.
I love you, boys, but I gotta go.
I want to see John vomit.
haven't done that in a while, Dan.
John, could you just vomit and get it over with so
John,
Dan could go to sleep?
You're gonna vomit on a trumper tomorrow morning, will you?
Yeah.
Speaking of John vomiting, I mean, I just recalled like the time when I ate that the moldy cake in your father's house when we went to your.
You were so sick that day.
I think I tore down the towel rod in your bathroom.
Every towel rod in the bathroom was on the floor. He was just thrashing around.
And I got into bed with some guy, right? With your father's roommate.
What?
My dad was renting out a room to some guy. Aaron like opened the door and tried to get in the bed with him. And the funniest thing was the next day he had his interview at UVA.
Needless to say, I didn't get in.
It was the whole reason we drove down. He was just like thrashing around, knocking off wall fixtures.
That's funny as hell, man.
Oh God, I was like, this bun cake looks really good.
Been in there for like a week and a half. I think he thought the mold was icing.
It's like a pesto bun cake. What
can go wrong?
Right. What an interesting combination.
I remember that. You said you'd never smoke pot again.
I definitely stuck to that.
Oh, God, that was so funny.
All right. On that vomitous note, I want to thank everybody for watching again this week, of course. Trying to get to 1,000.
We love our fans.
Wait, can I leave with a text from Missy? Missy, that fat slob may have corona. I hope he dies from it.
Nice.
Stay tuned.
You know who she's talking about.
Fingers crossed.
Hey, Mike, you married okay?
Woodford Reserve and fat slob. It's all good. On that note, all right, guys. John, be well. Hydrate.
I'm good.
Bye, guys.
Cheers.
Stay safe, everybody.
All right, man.
Nice week.
Bye.
Tomorrow.
We got a bunch of debates to go, everybody. Hang in there.